What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Good to have everybody back here today on this lovely Wednesday morning, coming at you from North Texas. Blistery day. It's already about 98 degrees outside. Nice and cool, however, in the V1 HQ. I hope you guys are ready to tag along with me as we fly something a little bit different. We were flying it there pretty hardcore for a while until the Phoenix came out, but we are finally back into the PMDG 737-700, the Boeing, which is it's after getting ready for the stream, setting it up, getting back in to fly it. I haven't flown it since the latest update, other than just doing a couple test flights and getting some screenshots. I love the little mini update that PMDG did. I know it's not recent, but it's recent to me because I haven't flown it since they updated it. The glass looks much better now. The sounds seem a little bit more potent. The airplane is extremely smooth again, so I think they did a really good job with that latest update that they had. Can't wait to fly it for you guys on stream today. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July for all my American friends and followers who follow along the channel. I'm still recovering physically, emotionally, and monetarily from the weekend. We had a great weekend, a lot of family in town. We had a big barbecue, fireworks. It was a great show, so it's good to be back in the saddle with you guys here today in Antofagasta, I believe, is where we left off. SCFA, we're doing something a little bit different. We normally like to fly into the sunset. Today I said, you know what, why don't we do a dawn departure as we head down to Santiago, Chile. Now, we were going to go all the way, we were going to go straight there, but I saw this little airport on the Microsoft map that said La Florida, and it just looked cool. It looked like a little beach town in a cove, so we're going to do a quick stop there. We're going to just do a quick stop over. We'll just do a hot turn or whatever, and we'll pick up some more passengers, and then we're going to continue on to Santiago. And that breaks up the flight just a little bit because it'd be about an hour and 45 minutes, a straight shot from here. This is going to be about an hour and 5 to there, and then about just a quick 30-minute hop to Santiago from there. So my voice sounds a little scratchy. Must have been a great weekend. Yeah, Scott, it was fantastic, man. Hopefully I have some coffee here. I'm trying to recover, but I also just had one of these like Nature Valley biscuits. Excuse me, and they get stuck in my throat, which is not good. I don't know why I bring them when I'm going to stream, because it's the worst possible thing to eat before I have to talk on stream. So anyway, I hope everybody had a good day, a good weekend. Al W, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Dougal McTavish, always a pleasure. Welcome to the stream. Chris Stuper, good morning from Las Vegas. Good to see you, sir. Fubar is in the house. What's up, man? With you, sir. Good to see you. Alberto, is Berto name changed? What's up, man? Alberto D, good to see you, my friend. Krishna, welcome to the stream. Well, glad to have you on board. Scott is in the house. Aaron is here. What's going on, man? Welcome. Jeff L. Chris Run. What's going on, man? Really dig the old school livery. I do too. I wish this was on. I wish we had the classic 737-200, which I believe this is what this livery was on. But that is coming soon from Milviz. Well, I say soon, but they at least announced it. But yes, Chris, I love it too, man. Welcome to the stream. Team Vodka, good to see you, man. Welcome. Jeremy Harvey, as always, a pleasure, man. That countdown music just gets me so fired up, man. I can't help but start dancing pretty much here every time we start a stream. One of my favorites. I think it's my favorite. I don't know. It's one of my favorites that you've ever created. Hansmeister, good to see you. Chuck Blake, Quasimodo, good evening, sir. Welcome on board. Quick little dono. We'll get right at it here. Mr. Stefan, super chat, $5 super chat. Thank you so much for your super chat, sir. It says, you're so glad you're alive after that SCR shot crash last week. Happy flying. Take this money to save up for a plane that does not need steel cables to fly. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the channel. You guys are absolutely awesome. Always a pleasure to have everybody here, and thank you for your monetary support as well, man. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy the stream. We're going to take our time. We're firing up the old Boeing 737. Been a while since I did in cold and dark, so let's hop into the cockpit here. Now, I have a setting on, I had the ground power on, but just so we could turn the lights on outside. So let me go ahead and get some panel lighting in here first. Before we do anything, I want to get the backlighting in. We're going to make it nice and cozy, build the nest as we like to call it here. That's kind of the first thing you do when you get to the airplane, right? You get to the airplane, you check the documents on the airplane, make sure everything is good to go, and then we build our nest. Now I have to figure out, that's not it. Is this the light right here? I think, yes, look at that. There we go. Now that's a cockpit that I'm talking about. Let's turn it down. Well, that's a little bit much there. And do we have a floodlight? I believe we do. Yes, we do. Let's put it on bright. Ooh, dim. Dim is good. I like dim. Let's do dim on the floodlight. While we're up here, let's go ahead and get our aiders into a nav for our INS. That is going on. We'll put this into STS. Turn up the brightness. Does it work? Maybe it doesn't work. Cool, everything else looks good up here. Flight recorder is off for now. We can do a test. Boom, that works. Stick shaker 1. I believe you have to have, yep, stick shaker 2 is working now. Proper simulation of that. I believe you have to have power for so long on the airplane, something like that. Leading edge flaps look good. Continuing our overhead flow, everything else looks good. We are on ground power, so we'll leave that on ground power so we can see our volts and amps up there. That looks good. Continuing down the overhead, everything looks good. Off, logo is on. We got our position lights on. Keep the seatbelts off for now. Everything else looks pretty much standard while we're up here. So that looks good up top. We'll clear that out. You can't see anything, Benny? Yeah, I know. It was really dark there when we first loaded in. But all right, let's go ahead and do this. Oh, that's nice and bright. Let's go FMC. We'll do pause and knit. We are in SCFA. You know what? We need to turn up the center pedestal brightness as well. So many different knobs. But you know what? I like flying. I think this is kind of fun to do an early morning departure because it's going to get brighter. You know, flying into sunset is nice, but then it's just everything is so dark. And I really wanted to get off the ground before the sun rises, but we may not be good enough for that. We're going to try our best though. Greetings from Santiago. Nicholas, welcome to the stream, man. We're headed right down to where you are. Curious, Nicholas, the airport that I'm flying to now, I just picked it totally random. It's, I believe, La Florida or La Flora, depending on how you pronounce it on the chart. There's both spellings are on the chart. But it's SCSE, but we're leaving SCFA. Put that in here. Is it like, what kind of town is it? Is it like a little beach town or something? I don't know. It just looked very cool to visit on the Google map that I saw. That's literally the only reason why I picked it. And because it's not quite the halfway point to Santiago from here, but I don't know. It looks like a fun place to visit anyway. All right, we're going to be departing runway 19er, so let's go ahead and set this up here. SCFA departure 19. Our route of flight is going to take us on the UCAT 3 Alpha. Activate, execute, and next page. From the UCAT 3 Alpha takes us up to Ucato. From Ucato, we got to pick up Upper Quebec 803. That's the airway. We're going to ride that all the way down to Agros, which is Oscar Golf Romeo Oscar Sierra. Execute. From Agros, direct to Arsus, ARSUS. Execute. And then we're going to pick up the Arsus to Bravo. If you double click any of the light adjustment knobs, dome light, you can instantly change it. Oh, really? Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Never saw that before. Never knew that. Thank you, Chris Duper. That's a neat little feature, man. All right, we want to land on 1-2. VORDME Yankee. Oh, you know what? I don't even have my Navigraph chart set up. Oh, boy. We'll just do the VORDME Zulu. Leave a transition. That's fine. And we're supposed to be coming down the Arsus 2 Bravo arrival, but I think that would be the other runway. But here's the thing, I want to land on 1-2 unless the winds really prevent us, because you come in over the water and it just seems really neat. Seems like a really cool approach. Kind of reminds me of a little coastal town here in the US. It looks like we could pretty much go, we can connect that. Let's go leave us here. Execute. There's a procedure turn we can do, which could be fun to mess around with in the Boeing. You guys watch me struggle. Nice little procedure turn right there. That looks fine. We're going to leave that in there just like that. We're going to land 1-2, unless, of course, the winds are really strong and be outside of limits, then we might have to change our plan. But let's go ahead and put that back to map mode. We're going to put terrain on here. What else? Let's go ahead and finish. You know what? Before we do that, we do have to do the old school way here with the FS action. So fuel... Excuse me, we're going to go to ground services. Next page, our fuel truck. Oh boy, we are way over fueled. We only need 13,000 pounds. So let's set 13,000 here. And we'll go ahead and start. We can't start yet. Let's release the lavatory. He's disconnecting. Why would we not be able to release passenger bus, release forward galley? Passengers, we're taking 125 peeps. We can start the boarding process. Next page, we need 2,500 up front and 2,800 in the rear. That's a total of 3,300. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and start. Well, we can't start because we need the carts, so let's go ahead and pull the carts. They are on arrival hold. RNAV Yankee 30 looks like a lot of fun. I'll have to take a look at that here in a minute. I'm going to hit the baro key so we get the proper barometric pressure, which looks it's like 30/6. That's good. That's set both times. They're all synced. Very good. Let's take a look outside here, see what we got going on. So we have catering, we have fueling, and we are boarding from the passenger bus. Wow, look at that livery now that the sun is coming up. Wow, is that not a beautiful livery or what? I guess we don't need terrain blasting us right now. Let's go ahead and turn that off. I'm going to come do a quick fuel load here. I want to set total fuel. I want to set it manually. That's the only thing that I think is really holding this airplane back right now. So, like, why can't I start fueling? You can't fuel and board at the same time? That seems kind of silly. Let's go ahead and release the forward and aft galley. Let's say that they've done their jobs. So they're going to get out of here. We can kind of enjoy the sunrise here. The door's shut there. Beautiful. Absolutely juicy. Commander Ginar, what's going on, man? He says, in the middle of making dinner, having Blightly. Oh, here in Blightly. Oh, sorry. We'll catch up after. Hope you have a lovely treason day, which was also my birthday. Hey, it's only treason if you lose, Ginar. But thank you so much, man. Happy belated birthday to you, my friend. Welcome. Hope you have a good dinner as well. Hopefully catch back up here when we depart or going into land. So thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Wow, look at the sun is coming up. I wanted to watch the sunrise from the air, but this might be better. We might be able to just totally enjoy it this way. What a view that is, huh? What an absolute beautiful view. Alright, so they are still on arrival hold. Aft galley is still, quote-unquote, departing. And our fuel... You can manually set the fuel and fuel plate, just type the value. Thank you, Chris, in line select key 1. I'm going to do that right now, actually. I'm going to do that. You can't defuel using fuel truck. Aha, doctor on board. Thank you so much, man. That would make sense, I guess. That would make sense. So let's, you know what, we'll do it manually. It's fine. We don't need to wait for it. We're going to set a 13,000 pounds. Set it manually. Boom, done. Fueling is done. So if the fueling is done, let's go ahead and release the fuel truck. Let's go ahead and get our aft fuel pump on, and let's go ahead and prime up the APU, get it started. We'll listen to a beautiful APU start. Make sure I boost up the sounds a little bit here for y'all. Baggage cart cannot come if you have fuel truck attached. Aha, doctor on board. Thank you as well. See, these are little things I got to catch up on. Fuel truck is gone. Baggage carts are arriving. Absolutely wonderful. Steven, yeah, they need an update to bring it to the 2020s. You know, honestly, well, maybe not obvious, but I would love to have the EFB. But I think if they would have even just formatted the McDo box to just say, like, where you can format everything where you preset it and then just hit execute, and it will start loading, fueling, all that stuff in a systematic process. I have no problem with it, you know, well, you can't have baggage carts if the fueler's there, it's in the way. I actually like that. But for someone who's not intimately familiar with the ground services of the 737, it would be nice to have it all like preset and then just hit execute and watch everything kind of do its thing. That was a big deal in FSX and P3D with the ground GSX. I love having GSX. I did see that update that's coming for Microsoft Flight Sim, or I saw an update of GSX in Microsoft Flight Sim, which looks very, very promising. Key 6, what's up, man? Good morning. Welcome to the stream, sir. Welcome. Romulus, what's going on, man? Welcome. He says stream timing was impeccable. Tour de France coverage just finished. Excellent, Romulus. Well, welcome on board, my friend. We just fired up the APU. We're going to have a wonderful day of flying here in South America. Absolutely awesome. All right, looks like our APU is on. We'll go APU on generator. Boom. We'll go ahead and I'm just going to make sure that's off. Let's go APU bleed on auto. Let's get the packs on so we can get some air into the cabin while we wait. You can hear the air coming in. That's wonderful. Since fueling is done, we'll get the chime. I don't know if you're supposed to put that on or not. Put seatbelts on. What we can also do at this point is remove the... Oh, boarding is done, so we'll release the passenger bus. We'll release the stairs on aircraft left, door number 2. We'll also get rid of... Oh, we're going to start the aft cargo. We'll release the forward cargo. Things are looking up. So basically all we have left is to finish that aft boarding. So let's go ahead and do a couple other things here while we wait. Let's set our transponder to 2000. 000 is set. We'll go, we'll leave it off for now. We'll leave it on transponder mode. We want to be on 122.8 for Unicom. 22.8 is set. VHF 1. Beautiful. And everything else looks good down there. Let's go ahead and set auto brakes to RTO. We can get our flight directors after takeoff. We have no ATC, so let's dial our cruise altitude of 350 in the window. Camp 321, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for sending me a message, and happy 4th of July to you as well. He says, if I heard it correctly, I believe Flight Deck to Sim got his 320 type rating. He did, man. Flight Deck to Sim is officially typed on the 320, and he's going to be flying 320s pretty much from now on. No more 737s on his channel, so we're going to kind of do the swap. I'll be going to Boeing school here momentarily. APU bleed, I think, is glitched. Does not work like it does in P3D. Toggling APU brings up. You notice, Christopher, I noticed that the APU bleed definitely has different behavior. You have to kind of toggle it, and somebody said it's a bleed demand system. So basically, if you turn it on, it should automatically boost the bleed pressure up. But I am not, like I said, I'm not qualified to actually know the proper way that APU bleed works. But, like, you know, right now we have a low bleed. And we've got a split duct pressure. That's interesting. But everything else looks good there. And I think we should be basically almost done. Let's take a look. 125, 125. They're 1600, so they're almost done. Waiting on the stairs. What else can we do while we wait? Well, we'll do our flight directors and the rest of this stuff after. I need to put this in the perf. Let's go init. Our cruise altitude is 350. Finish this out here. Cost index of 55. Reserves of 3,000 pounds. We'll do a gross weight and zero fuel weight once we are completely done loading. So we're basically just waiting for that to finish now. 1900, about 1,000 pounds to go. We got everything else is set. Our seatbelts are on. Enjoy the beautiful view right here. He said it would do some Phoenix contents in the future. Nice. The same day you go to Boeing school is the day I buy oceanfront property in Arizona. Key 6, well, you never know, man. The way things are going, Arizona might be oceanfront property before long. Wouldn't that be awesome? If Arizona had oceanfront property, you could literally go snowboarding and surfing in the same day. Yeah, that AA Astrojet next door is pretty cool. I'm not sure if I think that's a real player on VATS. I'm not sure where he's headed. But, yep. How do you determine the cost index in the sim or in real life? In the sim, I just put whatever I feel like. The higher the number, the faster the airplane's is gonna fly and do its calculations, but you're gonna burn more fuel. In real life, we have a pre-planned cost index that comes down to us from scheduling, and we put that in the box. But the higher the cost index, the more fuel you're gonna burn. The lower the cost index, the slower and less fuel you're gonna burn. Or maybe not. I guess fuel is correct, but it's the more efficient the airplane will profile itself to fly. It's not just based on speed. There's a couple other things that are factored in the cost index, but essentially that is the gist of it. Okay, they are done. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the fuel pumps on. That is good. Let's go ahead and get our probe heats on. Window heats after start. Hydraulics on for push. Yaw damper is on. Let's go. We're going to reset this off. And I'm going to leave the APU bleed off until we get ready to push back. We're waiting on the forward door. Ooh, flight altitude. Forgot, 1930 called. We got to reset this manually. 350 is set. Landing elevation is 0. We're basically landing at sea level, so that is correct. We're in auto mode. Pressurization is set. Everything is ready to go. I'm going to put this on APU Gen. We can see our volts and amps. Absolutely beautiful. And we spawned in at kind of a weird angle. I don't even think we're going to push back. I think we're just going to start them up and make a right-hand turn out here. So it'd be kind of tight, but yeah, we can make that tight right turn. We got the Cat 3 design tiller, so we should be good to go. All right, let's finish our weight and balance. Dual fuel weight 11.11.3 done. Beautiful. Execute. N1 limit. We're doing a flap 5. We're not going to do any derate, so we're going to just leave that Flap 5 departure. CG is 22.6, 19, 22, 31. We got to set our trim to 5.3 units. Probes normally come on after that. Oh, I got it backwards? All right, I'll flip them around here. Thank you, Romulus. I knew it was one or the other. 5.3 on the trim. That looks close enough, right? As long as we're not nose down, we should be fine. All right, probe heat's off, window heat's on. Boom, boom. There we go. That is set. Everything else is set. Master caution is off, and everybody's on board. Let's go ahead and release the stairs. And they are closing the doors. Let's get our position or our anti-collision light on. We'll wait for the stairs to get out of here. Oh, look at that sunrise. This is going to be a beautiful departure. What's the difference between derate and flex? Essentially, it's the same thing, except flex is for Boeing, and I'm sorry, geez, flex is for Airbus, derate is the Boeing term. But it achieves the same thing. You're reducing the amount of thrust for the takeoff to prevent wear and tear on the engine. Basically the same thing, just different terminologies. Terminologies? Probably not a word. On the IRS panel, at what time do you use the attitude options? What's that? That's for like maybe if you want to do an in-flight realignment for an attitude. If you're having a really bad day, you can do attitude mode only and isolate the other portion of the ADIRs. Now in the Boeing, I imagine it's very similar to the Airbus in that matter. I personally have never had to use attitude mode in flight, unless I think the only reason you'd really be getting in that situation or having to manipulate that is if you did have some sort of failure that caused you to go up there and you were trying to recover a part of your ADIRs. But it's mostly used for abnormals. All right, all we have to do now is get rid of the wheel chocks removed, and let's go ahead and start engines. Let's go APU bleed on. Ground cockpit, you are clear to start engines 1 and 2. Copy, clear to start 1 and 2. Here we go. We got bleed pressure. And turning 2. Very good sounds, very good. Oh yeah, they beefed these up. I feel like the last time we flew the 7.3, everything seemed a little muted. Oh yeah, that sounds good though. That sounds very good. Jeremy, what do you think? I think that sounds pretty good. Alright, low oil is out. Let's go ahead and ground 1. Starter valve open. Benny, no, I have 0 mods for the PMDG, my friend. 0 mods. Everything you're looking at is default PMDG. Very good. Very nice on the sounds. Very nice. I definitely think it sounds more potent. That's what I remember hearing when we first started flying the PMDG around. Alright, generator 2, generator 1 is online. Let's go APU bleed off. Oh, I did that wrong. Auto. Isolation valve is in auto. APU bleed is off. Probe heats can come on. That's in recirc. Everything else looks good. APU can come off. We're going to do a flaps 5. Take a listen to these. Very good. T-Vex says, Sound with the sub, it sounds fantastic. Be back soon making spinach frittatas. Ooh, make me one. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. All right, we got 2 good starts. Flaps 5. RTO is set. Let's go Flight Director 1, Flight Director 2. V-Speed V2 is 131. We'll set that up top. 131 is set. 151. Brakes release. TCAS going to TARA. Let's take a look outside. And Antofagasta, traffic land Chile 357. Going to be taxiing runway 19er. Antofagasta. All right, brakes release. We're going to make a hard right turn coming out of here. Let's go taxi light on. Oh, yeah. 10 for 10, PMDG. Good job on the sounds there. But we want to go to... Can we back? Oh, yeah, we can get on that taxiway. Cool. Let's go ahead and taxi up straight here. All right, let's do a takeoff config. Ooh, what's that? Hold on, what do we got up top? Why are our over-wing exits on? Do they need to be pressurized or something? There they go. They're out now. Cool. You know what I love is, like, see how nice and loud it is in here? But we're not blasting eardrums out here. I mean, it's loud out here, but it's not blasting eardrums loud. And I've got the sounds pretty much cranked up too, so if I went out to outside sounds in the Phoenix with the same volume levels I have right now, you guys would all be bleeding from the ears. I probably should have at least got the METAR, huh? Let's see what we got for weather. I just decided I was going to 19. $200 at 9. Works for me. Amazing Gaming, I'm struggling to land a plane with the keyboard controls. Oh man. Amazing Gaming, here's the thing, dude. Landing an airplane with a keyboard, it's not impossible, but it's very, very difficult. I would highly suggest you look at trying to pick up some, just some type of side stick. You know, you can get some pretty low cost entry level side sticks. You know, even an Xbox controller, a PlayStation controller is going to be easier to land an airplane with than the keyboard controls. So especially when you start getting into high fidelity simulations like the PMDG or the Phoenix, you really do need to have some type of peripheral. Flying on a keyboard is just not going to cut it, unfortunately. But yeah, time to invest in a yoke or even just a side stick. Anything will be better than the keyboard, my friend. Anything. Engine starts to continuous. I guess, yeah, they're up there. They're good. They're continuous. Everything else looks good on top. I'll turn that up a little bit, not all the way bright. Let's go ahead and turn down some of this. That looks good. ABRIS or AFDS and flood, made panel flood. Trying to make it look really juicy. Oh my goodness. Look at this view right here with the, too bad we got that little glitch. Sun is eclipsing the mountains. Smash the like button for this view, folks. What an absolute gorgeous view we got here. Look at the sun rays. Like, this is real life stuff right here. Andre, too late? No worries, man. I'm headed to La Florida. You can meet me there if you'd like. Look at that. We are watching the sunrise as we taxi to 19. Unbelievable. Angelo, hello from the Philippines. Welcome, sir. Welcome on board, man. Glad to have you here. That's a long way away out there in the Philippines. Hope all is well. Thank you for joining the stream, tuning in. That is 10 for 10 amazing. Look at that sunrise coming up. Just peeking through the clouds. there's a good shot too. What are the plans for the next trips of the tour, Bari? So once we get to Santiago, we're gonna then go eastbound. So we're gonna cut across. We're not gonna go much further south than Santiago. We're gonna cut east. We're gonna come up through what's over there. Like I know we got Brazil, Argentina. I'd like to find some airport in the Amazon. I know it probably won't have the best views, but I kind of want to just say I've landed in the Amazon. Might have to find some airport randomly in the middle of the continent for the Amazon part, but yeah, we're going to start going east, and then we're going to start going north, and I think eventually we're going to hit all the famous stops on the east coast, and then we're going to probably come up through the islands, maybe hit St. Martin or something, and then go back right where we left off into Fort Lauderdale, and that will conclude the tour. So we got a couple more weeks of this at least. It'd be really cool if we could hit 30,000 subs by the end of the tour. We got about 2,000 subs to go. I can't thank you guys enough for subscribing to the channel. Awesome new viewers to the channel, new subscribers, new members. Y'all are awesome. We started this tour at 25k subs, and we're about halfway through it, and we're at 28. So if we can squeak out another 2,000 subs, that'd be really cool. 30k finale. Here's the thing, we'll do, you should do Paro. I've done Paro before, man. I've done Paro a couple times. I love flying in there. I did a multi-crew in there. Took the BAE in there. I took the Neo in there. I took the Phoenix in there. When's the Antarctica tour? Oh, man. RR says, Fort Lauderdale is your real-world airport? Nice, man. I love the Latin VFR Fort Lauderdale. I don't know why I'm taxing at 10 knots like a crusty old American guy. Let me go ahead and speed it up a little bit here. Little bummed you're not looking at Patagonia and O'Higgins and the Torres. They'll paint outstanding terrain. Steven, that's got to be further south, right? Definitely have to come back. We'll definitely have to come back, my friend. I'm not saying we won't go any further south than Chile, but I don't really have any plans yet. I'm not really aware of too many really good airports to fly into down there. If you have a suggestion, though, I'll forget if you put it in chat. So just put it in the join the Discord, put it in the Flight Sim General, and we'll figure it out from there. Fly to Guadalajara someday? Oh, I'll do that. Or Aguas Calientes? Absolutely, Alberto. Maybe we need a little mini Mexico tour. That'd be kind of fun, huh? We haven't done much Mexico flying, except we've done Cancun. We've only done Cancun. I think Cabo maybe back in the day. Yeah, we need to go into some more Mexico flying too. Yeah, Latin VFR Lauderdale is great. Alright, looks like there's no traffic. Let's make a radio call. Antofagasta traffic, land Chile 357, departing runway 19 or out to the southwest. Alright, let's light it up. They are on Cont. Everything is on. Oh, I forgot. We got to do the stupid position switch again. That's on. Everything else is on. Beautiful. Arm the auto throttle. We can do LNAV, VNAV on the ground. 131, 151, 350 is set. Actually, I think this should be about 190, huh, for runway heading. Look at the mountains out there with just the low-level clouds. So beautiful. So beautiful. At Acapulco, maybe? Ooh, that's another good one, Cam. Good thing with Mexico, too, it'd be very close. All right. We're not flying on Airbus, so I won't hold you hostage for Togas. But if you guys really want to hear these engines rip from the window view, smash down that like button. Let's spool them up 50. Enjoy the takeoff. Yoke cam is coming on. It's a little dark in here right now, but it'll get brighter, I promise. Nose forward on the control column. Here we go. Get those yogas in chat. Oh yeah. Maximum juice. Alright, N1, LNAV, Toga. What's set? Check.
V1 rotate.
Wow, that was quick. Nice and easy, a little aggressive. Positive rate. You're up. 20 degrees max on the flight directors. Flight data sim says 20 degrees max, even if it's over 20. Holding 20. Oh man, look at that. Screenshot. My goodness. Oh my gosh, what a stunning view. Alright, we're N1, LNAV, VNAV speed. It's coming down a little bit, we're looking good. I just want to hand fly and look outside. Oh my word. Please smash the like button for that view. This is real life. Yeah, we're really light today, Steven. We're going to pick up some more passengers in La Florida. We're running out of atmosphere. Gosh, that looks good. Alright, let's lower the nose so we're not climbing out at 170 knots the whole time. Here comes our flap, so 1 speed. And this is why I love Microsoft Flight Sim, guys. Look at those reflections. It's better than real life. And I'm all over the flight directors here, but that's okay. We're looking for a breakout. Here's our breakout view. Look at that. Look at the sun right on the winglet. Jeez. I get so excited when I see this. This is so cool. What an amazing time to be a flight simmer, huh? If you showed this to me as a kid, when FS98 was a thing, my head would explode. Alright, we should actually fly the airplane. There's a flap 0. Let's go gear lever off. That's off. Flaps are coming up. I do love flying with this TCA yoke, that is for sure. See an outside view real quick. Oh, wow. Jeremy, I don't know. I don't know if it's the wing textures that are even better, or they fixed the windows. When they had that stupid green window tint on there, it drove me nuts. But now that the windows look much better, they look so much better now. I mean, that looks like a real shot. You looking forward to the next real life update? I heard they're working on reflections. Alright, well I hope there's no speeding below 10,000 because we're definitely speeding below 10. Alright, let's enjoy flying here a little bit. Turn down the sim just a little bit more. We can probably clean up. Well, I don't know the light procedures on the 730, so we're just going to leave until we hit 10,000. Our speed's coming back to 250. We're looking good. Hi from Peru, Louis. What's up, man? Welcome. What was that restriction that we were looking at? Oh, at or above 6,000. Yeah, we smashed that. There's 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and kill the lights. Lower the nose a little bit, right about there. I know we're not right on the flight directors, but that's alright. Wing light can come off. I dare you to fly a hot air balloon on VATSIM like I did? No, man. No. I don't think I will. Trolling VATSIM is a good way to get banned, my friend. Squawking 7600 lost comms? No, sir. I would not recommend that. Nice view down there of the ocean. Are you a Southwest pilot? Speed limits don't apply. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm the Airbus pilot for Southwest, my friend. Man, we are climbing like a rocket ship today. We are light. Only got 11,000 pounds of fuel and 125 people. And we did that full-blown Toga takeoff, which we really only needed to do. Probably a nice derate would have been sufficient. I just can't stop looking at this. Switches off and check pressurization. That's also a very important thing. Those are off. That's off. And we are pressurizing. Always good to check pressurization. I do love flying with the TCA Boeing yoke. This airplane and the TCA yoke are like peas in a pod, man. Steven, I totally agree with you, man. It's the terrain down here is just phenomenal. Pretty much every single airport we've flown into has been phenomenal. The terrain down here is incredible. Absolutely incredible. It reminds you of flying up and down the North American coast in reverse. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, going up and down, like, going up and down like the West Coast of California and West Coast of the U.S. is pretty beautiful as well, especially up in the Pacific Northwest, way up there. Very stunning. But even then, I mean, we got some tall mountains, but we don't have anything like out here. I mean, these airports are sitting at 13,000 feet. Unbelievable. Aren't your ears the best pressurization check? They are. And it's an interesting comment that you bring up there, because I remember flying not too long ago. I was flying in the Airbus, their standard. I mean, it's like I'm hands off, and she's just flying beautifully. I was flying the Airbus, I don't know, probably a couple months ago now, and about halfway there, my ears kept popping, and I'm like, why is my ears popping? And some of the members probably remember this. I actually took a video of the pressurization. We had a pressurization issue going on. Man, I was talking to maintenance, the dispatcher, like, all right, well, you need to take a video of the outflow valve position on the synoptics page. So I was looking at the synoptics page, and I took a video, and basically what was happening is the outflow valve was out of sync with the commanded position. So basically it would open up trying to reach its target, and then it would exceed its target, and then it would be commanded shut, and then it would stay shut for too long. So it just was this back and forth. My ears were popping back and forth. And they ended up, I forget what they did to it in Vegas. We swapped airplanes anyway, but I think they were gonna shut off one of the pressurization systems or something. But yeah, your ears are a big cue. That is something you don't want to ignore, especially flying some of the older aircraft, some of the old light jets, and even some of the old pistons turboprops like King Airs and stuff. Your pressurization knob it's a little bit easier to forget or to mess up, than modern airliners. And if your ears are popping, that's a sign that you need to check something out. All right, so Command A is on. Command A. I'll put you guys back into regular cam so you don't have to stare at my arm. We are N1 LNAV, VNAV speed 22.5, climbing to 350. Things are looking absolutely stunning right now. And let's take a look from, this is probably where I would be sitting in real life if I was a Boeing pilot, because I don't trust myself to be a captain on the 7.3. But this view is much better over here. Just look at that. Chile has the tallest mountains in the Americas too? I believe it, man. Have I ever used the expedite button? I have, but it's not recommended. It's actually really recommended to not use it. The other day I had a flight into Santiago from Brazil on the Phoenix A320, and the scenery was amazing. I'm using the map mod though for better imagery. Are you using the Google Map mod? I highly recommend to fly to Bariloche. Great mountain sceneries. I'll check it out, Javier. How do you get the gear to function properly with the Bravo? Oh, Joey, I don't. I just use the G key. So because the 737 has a 3-way gear lever from 1930, I know there's a way to bind it on the Bravo, but I just don't. I just hit G because it's annoying. You hit gear up, it comes up, and then you can't shut it off, so I just use the G key on the keyboard. Planemaster says I was on a flight 321 to Florida, and all coming back, the entertainment screen did not work at all. Is this common on Delta 321s? No, I wouldn't say it's common, but it's not abnormal, Planemaster. They might have just had something in the, some type of malfunction for the in-flight entertainment system, and they had a circuit breaker pulled. Contrary to what a lot of passengers would want to believe, in-flight entertainment is one of the lowest priority items. So if there's any issue at all, they'll just defer it or mark it in-op before fixing it, really. So you probably just flew around with an in-op, in-flight entertainment system. So, but I wouldn't say normal, but not really abnormal either. We'll turn down some of the brightness knobs here. Man, everything is looking so good. We'll zoom this out a little bit so we can see. So you can see it's not a very long flight. I'm glad we're stopping over here in La Florida. Let's do a little jump seat view here for a minute. Is it true that your body can lie to you about being straight and level when you don't have a horizon? Absolutely, Jeremy, absolutely. I've heard you should ignore your inner ears. Yes, so when it comes to position, that's absolutely true, Jeremy. You can really get yourself in a bad spot if you listen to what your brain is telling you, especially when it's like that inner ear, like you mentioned. So that's, you get into things like the death spiral, disorientation, where you really think you're straight and level, but you're not, and the airplane is just turning, and you just keep tightening that turn. You keep tightening it, and pretty soon you stall spin or just drive it all the way into the ground. And that's, unfortunately, it's happened before multiple times, many times really. But yeah, that's really prevalent in light aircraft, in light GA aircraft. When you fly into like thick IMC, you really got to pay attention to your instruments. Trust your instruments, and don't rely on your inner ear. Would you say late flatbeds are a higher or lower priority? Christopher, I don't know. Depends on the airline, I guess. Is it rude to applaud when a captain's landing after turbulence? I've been told it is, and I've never clapped. I wouldn't say it's rude at all. I don't think anybody. We can't hear it. The whole plane could be clapping, and you might hear it up front. You might hear it. I mean, once that door's shut, you don't hear too much from the back. But just the other day, I had someone clapping for me. Oh, the other day too, I had a very, very rough landing. So, when you fly as much as I do, it's very rare that you remember specific landings. So the ones that you do remember typically really stand out, either being really, really good or really, really bad. So up until my last trip, I had 2 landings in my mind that I always remembered in the Airbus being very, very hard. Ironically, they're both 321s. One was into Dallas, one was into Atlanta. Told that story, I think, before on stream. And as of last week, I have now added a 3rd landing, also in DFW, also in a 321. And yeah, it was a little embarrassing, that's for sure. So I was just saying, well, I think 2 streams ago or something, that I had a really nice greasy landing in Vegas in a really heavy, gusty 321. I think it was blowing like 40-something knots across the runway in Vegas, and I just absolutely buttered it. Well, just last week, coming into DFW, 17 center, winds were like 10, 14 knots, basically nothing. A little bit of a crosswind, but not bad. And I did not flare, really. Really have no excuse other than I guess I didn't flare. And we put it down right on the markers, and everybody felt that we put it down on the markers, that's for sure. Ironically enough, the FO was staying on that airplane. I was done with the trip. I was going home. He was going to stay. I said, well, why don't you stay? You're good with staying behind. I'm going to pack up my stuff and get out of here. So, yeah, it was... I can't just tell you when I have good landings, because then y'all never believe me when I have bad ones. But I say bad ones, and I mean, everyone has good and bad landings. But man, I've had, you have a couple that stand out, and that one definitely is going to stand out for a while. All right, as soon as we level here, look at those contrails. Do they update the contrails? Man, that looks good. Let's wait till level off, and then we'll park it outside. I'm hearing a crazy wind noise. Is that the PMDG? I feel like the wind noise has been increased. Do you hear that? It's not FS Realistic, because I can stop. I've got FS Realistic sound off. Interesting. Just making sure. Wind ambiance. Nope. So it's not FS. It must be a PMDG wind noise. I mean, the 737 is a little bit louder than the Airbus. We've got a little bit more to go, and then we'll turn on some tunes. We'll relax. 1,000 to go. You described my landing yesterday, centerline and all, but no flare. Cam, yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us, man. It happens to all of us, really. And even as hard as it felt, it wasn't even a hard landing. It didn't even trigger a hard landing report. So a lot of you guys always ask, what is a hard landing in the Airbus? 860 feet per minute, greater than 860 feet per minute, and G loading of 2.6 Gs at the CG or greater, or 2.7 G on the airframe. So you think about 2.6, 2.7 Gs, that's aggressive. You're getting close to 3 times your own weight. That is a heavy, heavy landing. And even then, if that happens, you know what? Nothing. I mean, they literally come out, they do an inspection of the flaps and everything, and then that's pretty much it. Once you get up above like 1,000, then I think they start taking things apart. But yeah, it didn't even trigger a hard landing, so it's not like there was any damage to the airplane. Just embarrassing. Hurt to the self-esteem. Uh-oh, now my camera views are all jacked up. All right, we're level here at 350. Let's turn the seatbelt sign off. Let's let them cruise. Let's turn the sim sounds way down. Let's go outside. They're way down indeed. That's really low. How about like, there we go. That's good. Let's go ahead and get some tunes on. Hopefully they're not too loud. And let's enjoy the cruise down to La Florida. I got a strange noise like wind whenever I use the right mouse button to hold move view around. Interesting, Team Vodka. Jeff, you had a 3-pointer in a Kodiak? Interesting, it was a 321 because I've heard a 319 is hardest. Jeremy, yeah, honestly, I think the 319, so it depends on weight, okay? If you had all 3 Airbuses super light, 19, 20, and 21, they're all like really, really light. The 319 is very, very difficult, especially just a non-sharklet 319, just a straight wingtip fence on a 319, lightweight is, I don't know, you always chunk it. I mean, I've tried really hard to get some really smooth landings in empty 319s, especially during the years of COVID when we had no passengers. Very, very hard. It just drops. Now, when you start talking about a standard load or a heavy load, 321 is pretty good to land. 320 Neo is probably the easiest. 319, it's a little bit harder than the 321. But the 320 Classic at just a regular weight, no sharklets, is probably, in my opinion, one of the harder ones to get a real smooth landing. And what I mean by real smooth without floating it or anything like that. So it just kind of depends. But when they're light, yeah, the 319 is tough. Have you ever had a load 15 printout after landing? So I did. On one of my previous landings, when I was an FO, my first landings that wasn't my first landing. It was actually, I was still a new FO. I've only been on the airplane about a year. 321, also in Dallas. We were landing I think it was 17 left in DFW, so the far east runway southbound in a 321. And calm day, it was like 10 a.m., no wind, perfect approach, and just smashed it, no flare. But the printout actually came on that one, but it was a new 321, and maintenance said that it wasn't actually a hard landing. It just was like the threshold wasn't set properly, so it tripped whatever the threshold was, but it wasn't actually a hard landing because I had to stay back. And like, if you have a load 15 report printout, you have to notify maintenance, and you got to stay there and have them come to the airplane. So I was staying there, and they said, oh, it wasn't even a hard landing. It was above the threshold, but because it was a new airframe, it hadn't been set properly. What's the purpose of leaving flaps extended and negate hot weather? Cam, so depending on the mod of the Airbus, you can get a bleed leak, I believe, or a loop. It has to do with, I cannot remember if it's bleed or fire suppression. One of the two, you can trip the sensor if you leave the slats up or into the flush with the leading edge. So depending on the airframe and the mod that's installed, it's either 40C, 35C. I've even seen it as low as 30C. So it just depends on the operator and the airplane specific. But that is to prevent an abnormal nuisance warning on shutdown. So the whole point of leaving the flaps one is it's not really for the flaps because the flaps are upright, but the slats are hanging out. So you don't trap any of that hot air in there and trip one of the loop detects. How would you change your approach if you needed some reason? Let me reword this. While descending, if something happened on the runway, how would you change your approach? You mean like go around? Just go around, man. Toga, go around, flaps. So go around is go around flaps. So basically you hit the Toga, you go up to Toga, the airplane pitches up, follow flight directors, and you go around flaps is the call. So in the Airbus, whatever flap setting you're at that point when you go around, you move it up one step. So if you're in flaps full, you go Toga, flaps 3. If you're in flaps 3, you go Toga, flaps 2. And then once you get to positive rate gear up, then gear comes up, and then when you hit F-speed, you go straight to flaps 1. Bone King says Black Box 711 and asked one of the last Blue Experience episodes if they'd interested you in Black Box 7 convo. Yes, Bone King 1. I actually listened to that podcast. I was very humbled and flattered that Black Box actually knew who I was. I watched his videos a long time ago when he was really first started doing them on YouTube anyway. I know he did some Twitch stuff as well, but I guess I never even knew really what Twitch was until I started streaming on YouTube. I'm like, oh, there's a whole nother platform, but I never went down the Twitch road. But I watched some of his stuff on YouTube, like some of his very first videos on FSX and the FS Labs. But yeah, I would love to have a conversation with him. I think it'd be absolutely great. Call it the, what did he say? The Origami Masters, or like Pilots of Origami, because we unless you flew in the era of paper charts, I loved his segment when he was talking about the pains of paper charts back in the day. And it's so true. I mean, we are so spoiled now with EFBs and just, update. I mean, you would legitimately get stressed out over JEP revisions when you had to update your JEP charts and folding charts and dropping charts and tearing and route charts right on the frequency that you wanted. Like, I'm glad that era is over, but I'm also glad I lived through it and flew through it. What is a proper flow when there is an obstacle departure? Do you modify the SID, or do they take that kind of stuff into account? Same for noise abatement. Christopher, yeah, that's all taken into account when you get your performance numbers back for takeoff. So some airports will have dedicated noise abatement procedures. Some will have custom noise abatement procedures, so not just a standard noise abatement. They'll actually be customized, and certain airframes have to do certain configurations and thrust outputs. So it's very airport specific. But all that information is taken into account before getting your final takeoff numbers. Why can't you go around more than twice in the same airport? Jim Lee, you can go around twice in the same airport. I've gone around 3 times in the same runway. Anon, welcome. He says, hi all, just caught the stream was live. Distracted by doing inaugural Felis. Ooh. Start of out of open. Flight from Gatwick to Orlando. Messed up the INS, so I'm flying 260 in heading mode and hoping I hit land before flame out. Oh man, Anon, that's funny, dude. I love the Felis 7.4. I hope one day, maybe one day he brings it to, which view do you like? That's a good view. Maybe one day he brings it to Microsoft. I don't know if it's that easy. I think it's a lot easier to go from like P3D to Microsoft, but I do indeed love the Felis 7.4. Flight 477, what's going on, sir? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome on board. Hope you had a good 4th. Hope you're feeling better post-COVID. The COVID Cowboy, Flight 477 in the house. What's going on, man? Welcome. I wonder why some Airbus pilots do not like using the bird-on approach. Jeremy, it's all preference. I think a lot of it comes from the type of airplanes you flew before the Airbus. So for me personally, the airliner I flew before the bus was the Embraers, the 190s, 195, 170, all that. That had bird on all the time. So I was very familiar with the bird before ever coming to the Airbus. So it just made that much more sense to me when I saw, oh, there's a bird in the Airbus, let's just use that. And it all has to do with your training too, depending on the airline. They may train for, they may not. But it's a tool. I think it's a valuable one. It's simple to understand. And it's pretty. I think it's a pretty good tool for aiding with situational awareness, and you can just look at a 3-degree path. You don't have to guess. But a lot of the old school Boeing guys and a lot of the round gauge steam gauge drivers, they don't like it because they are used to pitch and bank. You know, pitch, bank, power. That's what it's all the same information. It's just displayed differently. I think it's easier to read a bird. Some old timers think it's easy to read pitch and bank, pitch, power, and bank. I mean, it's the same thing, just depends on your background, I think. Ryan here, what's going on, man? Welcome. Oh yeah, don't forget the heavy flight bag. Oh yeah, exactly. I actually fell down the stairs with my flight bag one time, tore my pants. That'll be on the podcast here pretty soon. That was jeez. Yeah, probably 80 pounds. Probably 80 pounds. So we had to carry, for us, we had to carry all of the charts for every airport that we flew into and then some in the U.S., plus en route charts. Yeah, because we didn't have, or we had ship sets. I think we had ship sets, but you weren't supposed to use them. They were like an emergency only. So you had to have your own charts, and if you got ramp checked by a Fed, you had to have everything updated. It just was stressful, man. Caught the convo about hard landings as I tuned in. Interesting question. Is that the transition point between hard landing and plane crash feet per minute? What is the transition between hard landing and plane crash? I do not know, Anon. I think it would have to do with the airframe itself. So, yeah, that I do not know. I mean, I saw the Airbus in, what was it, in Russia or something, where the nose wheel came through the floor of the cockpit. But that would be a crash. Do I still have your Embraer data and charts? I sure do, Jeremy. They're sitting right next to me, man. I'm waiting for a good Embraer to come out so I can do a full-blown Embraer series. I got them all right here, actually. I brought my flight. I actually have both. I have 3 flight bags. I have 3 flight kits. I got one from when I flew. Actually, one from when I was basically a student and instructor. And then I have my flight bag from when I flew freight. And then I have my flight bag from when I was in the airlines. And now my flight bag consists of an EFB and snacks. How did you get your minimum 1,500 hours? Do you have to be a CFI? Brian, you don't have to be a CFI. I was a CFI, so in a nutshell, I did all my ratings, did a CFI, did instruction. Then I did corporate flying, flew citations around. And then I did cargo flying. And then after I flew cargo, then I started flying regional stuff. That was my first airline experience at the regional level, doing 121 airline ops. And then, of course, moving up from there. So I'm guessing the airlines must actually have a number in order to decide. Probably, Anon. Yeah, I'm sure there's a feet per minute or a G load where it, I would probably guess it's somewhere around G loading. Like, hey, at this G load, it's very possible, or it's structurally feasible that you bent something, so we need to take a further look into it. That would be my guess. It'd be some type of G loading. Mark, what's going on, man? Says, absolutely love your videos. Been watching for a while now, and after your last video, downloaded the fly-by-wire at 320NX. Very nice. Any hints on how to link SimBrief? Won't work through the EFB. Mark, it should absolutely work through the EFB. Make sure you use your, I think it asks for your pilot ID, right? So make sure you're using the pilot ID, which is the numbers, not the name. So make sure you're using the numbers, not the name on your pilot ID, but it should absolutely link, and I think they have some tutorials as well on how to do it, so check those out. Make sure you get it dialed in right, because it does indeed work, and it's very, very nice. Land Chile livery looking very clean. I agree with you, Anon. I think it looks really good. Starting to get a little bit of turbulence here. I might have to turn that seatbelt sign on. Let's see how we're doing. Now we're oscillating a little bit. Must have been one of those famous weather reloads. Starting to get in turbulence here over the... These aren't the Andes, are they? Are these still considered the Andes? I'm so bad at geography. What is... There's a name for this mountain chain, but it goes all the way down, right? What sunglasses do you use when you're flying? Jeremy Harvey, I use a Randolph aviators, man. I've been using those for quite a while. Good buddy of mine handed me one a long time ago. The reason I use Randolph is because they actually have some mil-spec sunglasses that they don't really pinch your head the way they go behind your ear. They're kind of like, I believe they call them like bayonet style. So it's very flat on the side of your head. So if you have a headset on or something like that, and they're super lightweight. The problem I have with regular like Ray-Ban or Ray-Ban aviators, which a lot of guys wear, they're great sunglasses. I have a pair too. They're just so heavy that if you wear a pair of Ray-Bans for 4 hours, you feel it on your nose. Like it really starts to get heavy. At least I do anyway. So I really prefer the Randolph sunglasses. I've been using them for a while. I've dropped them. They're very good. They're very scratch resistant. I also use non-polarized. I don't know if it's so much a big deal in the Airbus. I think it is, but in the Embraer, man, if you had polarized sunglasses, you couldn't see anything. The first time I put a pair of polarized sunglasses on in the Embraer, everything went dark. The entire screen, every screen went dark. Everything was dark. In the Airbus, I've actually had to wear some polarized glasses before just because I forgot my actual ones. And it's dim, but you can still read some of it. But yeah, the non-polarized is good for being in the cockpit, so you can see different gauges and all that stuff. You can see all your gauges, I should say, not different gauges. Whoa. Let's see here. Let's go back. I don't want it all quiet. Let's go back to... Do your sunglasses make your screens look really dark? No, Jeremy, as long as they're non-polarized. As long as they're non-polarized. It is the Andes. Okay, thank you. Do I use custom PC builder or get mine? I built mine, Carson. I built mine. I'm thinking I'm building another one here because it's driving me nuts not having one at home now. What happens if your EFB fails 100% during flight, Ricardo? Well, hopefully you have your FOs, or he has yours. So you got 2, and then if they both fail, yeah, then you're in trouble. But I don't know if that's happened to anybody yet. Before you start a flight, you're supposed to open up your EFB, open up your charts and everything, make sure everything is working. So it would be rare if they both pilots had them fail. I'm actually going to step out and use the lav real quick. So I'm going to leave you guys on this view. Hopefully the plane doesn't induce a roll like it happened to Flight Deck to Sim. And I will be right back. Ooh, Mark, let me get your super chat. Thank you so much, man, for the $5 super chat. Sorry, I saw that pop in here as I was getting ready to stand up. It says, thank you so much. First time I've been able to see the stream live. My cousin is a 737 pilot, and through your videos have him loving the 320. Mark Tatum, that is awesome, man. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, sir. I'm glad he's liking the 320 as well. Look, at the end of the day, if you got to go to work, you got to fly 3-4 legs a day, every day or 5 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever it may be, nothing beats the comfort of the Airbus. Even the last FO I had, 20-year 737 guy, 20 years on the 737, flew the P-8 Poseidon, flew in the Navy, he flew the 737 in the Navy. He also flew cargo in the 737. Obviously, 737 through and through. I asked him, how do you like the Airbus? He says, it's great. I would never go back. So, he does say the standard things like, the 7.3 does hand fly better, which you can't argue with that. You can hand fly the 7.3 a little bit nicer, more tactile feel, but day-to-day job, man, creature comfort, so the Airbus can't be beat. I'm going to step out for a lab break. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, where are we at here? Are we approached top of descent yet? We should probably get our charts ready. Mentor Pilot says you're actually prohibited from wearing polarized sunglasses when flying. Ooh. Not in the U.S. I wouldn't say it's prohibited, but it's... I don't know why you would want to. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I got to do this whole thing. I'm sure I got to resync these two. Missed the EFB situation. It should be linked. There we go. Oh. Why can't I... It says flights. New fly. There we go. Sim brief. This is the Navigraph app. Try to give you guys a better view while I'm doing it. Yeah, we'll use that. We need to look at our destination. We don't want to land 30. We want to land 1-2 for sure. Much better view. I think I have the viewer Zulu in there. Viewer Yankee. I have the viewer Zulu. Someone said the RNAV looked fun. Ooh, that does look fun. Ooh, okay, let's do the RNAV. I thought coming in over the water would be more fun, but this looks way more fun. Which one should we do? Should we do... This one is from Andak. We can't... That's really far out of our way. The Yankee, though, is beautiful. Let's do the Yankee. Let's do the Yankee off of Timda. So we're going to totally screw up our box here. I'm going to need some help maybe. Let's see. Arrival. I want to do the RNP Yankee. So RNAV Yankee 30 from Timda. Execute. And to make life easier... well, I don't think we have to go direct there right now. Let's put Timda after Orgos, so we don't have to go all the way to Arsis. So we're going to go Timda, and we're going to put it after Orgos, like that. Beautiful. Execute. That should recalculate. That way we can stay along this Andes ridgeline here for maximum juice views. We don't need this anymore. As far as the runway diagram, guys, it's very simple. It's a run runway. I'm curious if anybody has ever been here before. La Florida. La Serena, Chile. Never heard of it. Don't know even if they have 7.3s in there, but... Alright. Yes, RNP Yankee looks like fun. And here's the thing. If the winds aren't favoring it, we could always just do a go-around, do a visual, come back. Because it's just a nice little area. There's like a whole big town here. This looks like someplace I'd want to come visit just because it looks fun. All right, Timda is at 10,000 feet. It looks like it's in the box. Our TOD is already in there. We really don't have to do much else. Our minimums are going to be 731 for a Cat C aircraft. So if I come down to the McDo, let's go to the init ref. We'll update this a little bit later. We're going to do flaps. You know what? It's a shorter runway, so we're going to do flaps 40. Just because it looks better, too. It's more cinematic. I don't know why I'm obsessed with flaps 40 on the Boeing. Maybe because the Airbus doesn't go all the way to 40. We'll do flap 40, 126 plus 5. That looks good. And we'll set up the rest of the stuff as we get closer. But right now, we'll leave that. That looks fun. And then we'll do a quick turn. So we're just going to do a super quick turn there. And then we're going to fly down to Santiago. Yeah, Santiago, Chile. Only about 100, I think it's like 200 miles or something from where we're at. So it'll be a short flight. Get to see 2 takeoffs and landings. Extra juice. What is a butter landing in the sim world? Mark, yeah, probably 0 to 150 I would consider a butter. Yeah. Probably, yeah, 0 to 150 seems about right. Can you fly the 787? Once we get a good 787, I'll fly it. Do I like the 737? Tobias, I love the PMDG 737. I think it is a wonderful add-on. Do I like the 737 in general? I don't have anything against it. Much rather fly the Airbus on a day-to-day job. I think the Airbus is also more comfortable. But, I mean, I don't have anything against the Boeing. You know, I'm not... Nothing against it, but... Gina, welcome back, sir. Welcome. Nicholas, you've flown in there a couple times? Awesome. All right. Sergey, what's up, man? Thank you for your continued support. 22 months, 2-leg day. Yeah, I was just going to do 1 leg all the way to Santiago, but it was going to be a little bit long. And I figure this is a good way to break it up. We'll just pick up a few extra beach passengers, take them back down to Santiago. We'll watch 1 or 2 replays of the approach. We'll do a turnaround state. We'll fire up and head on out. We could fire up the... we'll stick with the Boeing. I was going to say we fire up the Phoenix. Or we could fire up the 146. But now let's stick with the Boeing. What's going on? Welcome to the stream, sir. Welcome. It's going very well, my friend. We are getting ready to start down here very soon. Probably about another 5 minutes or so. We're going to start down. And just enjoying the views. Enjoying the tunes. Enjoying the views. I should try making some Argentinian style barbecue now that you're in the South. Ooh, dude, I'm so my smoker is like, it needs some rest. Been cooking out nonstop for the last 3 days, but it's been a lot of fun, man. We had a good time. Some Argentinian style barbecue. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna Google that. Let me look it up. I know what Korean barbecue is. I love Korean barbecue. Argentinian barbecue. Barbecue. What would that consist of? Ultimate guide. Here we go. The ultimate guide to Argentinian barbecue. Slow roasted meats accompanied with herbacus, chimichurri sauce. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. This is something I can get behind. Look at these pictures. I know you can't see what I'm looking at, but damn. That looks good. Asado. Carne asado? Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's gonna happen. Matt Haynes, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, sir. Jeremy, yes, I did. I did indeed make the smoked cream cheese, my friend. Huge hit. Huge hit. We're getting a little rough air here off the Andes. Let's go ahead and get that seatbelt sign back on. You could see why. I mean, that wind coming over the terrain is causing for some turbulence. Texas brisket is going to do that Argentinian barbecue, some stiff competition. Look, man, I'm all about trying new things, though, indeed. Definitely. Yeah, we did. Let's see. What did we cook? We did smoked cream cheese. We did sausages. We did ribs. We did a pork shoulder. Then we also did steaks as well. I love smoking my steaks now. Like I'll smoke the steaks for until they reach about 80 or 90 degrees internal temp on a super low setting, and then I sear them off. Oh, awesome flavor. You guys are making me hungry. Jeez, it is 12 noon. I guess it is close to lunchtime. But yeah, Jeremy, the smoked cream cheese was gone probably within an hour. I did 2 bricks of it too. Tried beef wrapped in bacon. Oh man, like a Texas Twinkie. I've done that. Oh yeah. I've done bacon wrapped jalapeno and cream cheese with brisket. So you chop brisket. Didn't do it this weekend, but if you want to stop your heart, it's one way to do it. So you do a brisket, you can have leftover brisket. Chopped brisket though, I like it when it's chopped, real finely chopped. Then you mix it with some cream cheese and whatever flavorings you want. Then you stuff that filling into a jalapeno, and then you wrap the jalapeno in bacon. Oh, Texas Twinkies, man. Love them. All right, so according to the chart, though, let me just see what we want to be descending down. So 10,000 at Timda is what we're going to be looking for eventually. So in case I forget to set it, let's go ahead and set 10,000 up here in the window. $10,000 is set. That way it'll start nosing over and I don't miss it. Yeah, it's not vegan friendly, that's for sure. What temperature do you set the smoker for the smoked cream cheese? Jeremy, as low as your smoker will go. So I smoke mine at about 165 to 180 Depending on how much smoke you use, sometimes it's hard to keep it below 180. But I've actually found that if you can hold 180, that's the perfect temp because it's hot enough where you actually you'll almost start to firm up the edges a little bit more than if you just do 160 degrees. But it's very important that you leave the cream cheese on the foil that it comes in. So like when you get a cream cheese brick, it comes wrapped in that, or it comes in that little foil pouch. All you do is cut that open and lay it flat, and you cook it on that tin foil. Because if you don't have something below it, it could start to leak, get too hot. But yeah, you want to keep low temps, 160, 180 max, and smoke it until you start to see a little bit of cracks on the surface. Once the surface starts cracking, it's perfect. We're getting close. TOD is here. We'll let this song finish, and then we'll do a full briefing for the approach. Get a few more outside shots here. Oh yeah, look at that. I can't wait for the 600. I know a lot of people aren't going to be super jazzed about the 600. I'm going to pick up the 600. I think it's, I want a shorter Boeing. I hope they come with a no winglet option too. I just want a straight wing 600. Put some fictional liveries on there. Pretend it's a 500. Fahrenheit, Bari. Not Celsius. Yeah, Fahrenheit. Sorry. Put the tin foil on a pan of ice. Works great for cold smoking. Ooh. Texas 4X, that's a great idea, man. I've actually haven't heard of that. Screenshot stream ends. No, we're not going to do that today. All right. Beautiful time to end that song. Let's hop back into the cockpit here. Let's bump up the sounds. Bring you guys back to realism mode here. That might be a little loud. Is that too loud? It's a little loud for me. I'm about right about there. All right. We have TOD set. We're approaching TOD right now. Let's go ahead and do a thorough briefing of the chart here. So we are going to set up for the RNP Yankee 30 into La Serena, Chile. Final approach course is 296. EDSAT is 2560, which is the final approach point. Notice it says final approach point, not FAF. It's a P. This is how you know it's a dedicated RNP approach. So it's a 3-degree path after EDSAT. After EDSAT, we can go all the way down to our minimum of 731. In fact, we could probably set 2560 right now. We do have an ARC here, so we probably have RF required. Let's see, there it is, RF required. Special aircrew and aircraft authorization required. I hope this is authorized, because I'm not. Our radius to fixed legs are required, which radius to fixed means this arc, this curved segment here on the RNP approach. For uncompensated baro VNAV does not apply. Initial and intermediate segments RNP 0.3 required. Missed approach segment, you can have RNP as great as 1.0. So it's not a super tight approach, but you do need RNP 0.3 for the initial. But once you get out past the missed, your accuracy can be less because obviously there's no terrain out here right over the water. So you can have a little bit less accuracy and still be safe. But they want you tightened down here as you start the initial. We've got Pappy's on the left-hand side. How do I know it's on the left-hand side? This L right here. So somebody asked me this the other day in chat. I didn't answer it, but I saw it on the replay. So whenever you look at your charts, you want to see what kind of lighting you can expect. This will be your approach lighting. So we have reels, which are the runway end identifier lights, accompanied by a PAPI, precision approach path indicator, and it will be on the left-hand side of the runway. And if you see an R, it'd be on the right-hand side. If we have to go miss straight out 3,000 to leave us and hold, beautiful. Everything else looks good. 1.6 kilometer visibility. It's a beautiful day out here in La Serena, or La Florida. I'll just call it La Florida because it's easier to say that. Let's see if we can get a METAR though. Here, let's just see what's going on. Let's go METAR, SCSE. Cavoke 15, 1019, 280 at 8. Beautiful, 1019 in the barrel. So it's a beautiful day. I'm going to set the standby. Oh, it's already, that is standard. 1018 is set. We never set standard above 18, so, oh well, my bad. All right, we're coming down LNAV, VNAV path. Hi, I'm really late today. 737, how rustic. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Blue Bear? Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome. What I need to find now is... where is the RNP? Where is the RNP requirements? Is it in the progress page? RTA, RMP. Actual is 0.07. So I'm going to just put a 1.0. Required. Actually, you know what? It's 0.3. Let's do 0.3 for the requirement. Will not let us. There we go. RMP 0.3. Required is actual is 0.06. So we're getting much more than we need, but that's good. As long as there's more than you need, more accuracy instead of less accuracy, you're good. We said 2560 for our final approach point. Let's go ahead and dial that in on the final altitude here. 2560, we'll call it 2600. That is set. And double check the field elevation. Oh, it actually is higher than I thought. The field elevation is 481 feet. So we're going to change that. I thought it was sea level, but we must be on a little 481. We'll do 500. Must be on a ridge. Terrain mode is on. Everything looks good. Here's the thing. I'll just kind of let the airplane RNAV it down, and then I'll take over whenever I feel like it, and we'll just hand fly it in. Because I do really like hand flying this airplane. So we know it can do an RNP. We can leave the autopilot on. We can be children of magenta. But at the end of the day, I got my TCA Boeing yoke on the desk here. I want to fly this puppy. Here the engine's thrusting back. I got flight recorder ready. That is good. Strobes are off. Son of a gun. Stupid. No, they're not. Oh, yes, they are. Everything's off. Anti-collision should be on. Jeez. What an amateur. Seatbelts are on. Let's go cont. Recall checked. We are looking good. 6.9 on the fuel. Real fake pilot indeed, Jeff. Real fake pilot indeed, my friend. Which version of flyby do you reckon? Stable, developmental, or experimental? I run the experimental, Mark, and I don't really have any problems with it. I would suggest running the experimental, and then if you start having issues, then maybe try the dev or the stable version. I run the one that's most updated the most. Sometimes you might get an error in there, but for the most part, man, I really haven't had any issues. Brighten up our screens a little bit here. Alright, we're coming out of 18,000, 1018 on the barrows in hectopascales. 1018 is set. Let's set our minimums. We're going to do let's do a barrow ref 731. So barrow ref, oh man, this is gonna take forever. Click and hold it maybe? I guess this was before, 1930 was before the inputting of barrel minimums. Alright, 731, indeed. Alright, 731 is set for the barrel ref. We're at a 15.7 down to 2600 for the final approach point. Matter of fact, let's arm the approach now. Alright, final approach course, glide path, single channel. LNAV glide path, MCP speed. We're looking good. There is no return leg, Scooby, but we are going to be headed to Santiago, Chile. Ooh, look at that mine down there. Is that for Elon Musk Tesla batteries? Looks like a mine down there. We're doing a second leg, but we're going to go into continuing on to Santiago, Chile. So we're coming in here, we're picking up some passengers at the beach. And then we're going to do a quick hop. We'll do a quick turn down to the big airport, the big city. Something tells me I would like this Florida better. I agree with you, Jeff. I mean, just look at it. Can we see it outside? Let's look at it. Like, look how fun. The airport's like right here. This is awesome. I want to come party like right here on this beach. Does anybody in chat live here? Want to host a party? Or it just looks like it'd be a fun time. Alright, at or above 10, we're looking good. I feel like we're hauling butt though. Is there speed limits on this? Where's the note? Max 200 at Itaxa. Spoid brake. Oh man, look at that view. Reflections. Beautiful. Could you imagine the Boeing TCA with the Throttle Tech Boeing quadrant? Oh man. That would be something. Indeed, that would be something. Alright, we'll get yoke cam on here as we prepare for the arrival. More cowbell on the speed brakes here. Feel like we are way fast. Ah, that. Are we not at idle? No, we're at idle. Auto thrust is back on. We are... Well, good thing we're planning for a visual. What we'll do, since we're probably not going to slow down in time, what we'll do is we'll do the RMP here, and then we will break off for a visual to land the other way. It says at or above 9,000. Hold on. Something's not right. Let's go autopilot off. I'm going to slow myself down. I got the final approach course on the flight director. I'm going to slow this descent down, though. Oh, look. It's going for a fake... Look, something is not right here. Something's not right. It was trying to... It intercepted the final approach course. It shouldn't have done that. Let's go back to LNAV mode. LNAV VNAV? No. Altitude hold. MCP speed 240. No, I want speed intervention 200. Actually, let's just come straight back to 180. We're in altitude hold. Now we're slowing down. Now we can go back to Command A. Now we're slowing down. Yeah, it picked up the final approach course way early. It wanted to actually turn in and shoot the final approach course out there, which would have been incorrect. But I don't know if that's incorrectly modeled or just something you got to be careful of. So we got it. Let's go ahead and select flaps 5. We're slowing down. We're below the path, so we're okay. We'll do auto brakes 2. Alright, altitude hold. Why are we climbing? Alright, now if I arm the approach now, final approach course is armed, glide path is armed. We're 180. We're supposed to be at or above 6,000. We're a little bit low. That's okay, cinematic purposes. So we're okay. Let's come back to 160 though. I like 160 a little bit better. We got it figured out. Took some finagling though. Flight deck to sim probably not proud of that. It's like, what is this rookie doing?
Let's run out of Charlie Golf. Romeo, 2 mile final, 30. Touch and go.
Someone do a touch and go down there? It's PMDG's way of saying hand fly. Looks like it's fine right now. Yeah, well, we're going to hand fly it. I want to fly this arc, though, so we can look at the maximum juice views. We'll start the recording as soon as we start the turn here. so we can have a good replay. Oh man, look at this. That might be a little bit early to start the replay. So you could see our vertical scale is coming down, so we're flying into it. We're looking good. She should start down when that needle comes down here. This is pretty tight on this mountain, though. My goodness. Wow. This is cool. Man, this is beautiful. Dinner time. Take it easy, Dougal. Thanks for stopping by, man. Enjoy your dinner, my friend. Altitude constraints waived for cinematic purposes. We're looking good. We're 700 feet below path now. What is our final speed here? Init ref. We need 40, 125. I believe that's corrected, right? So we don't, or do we fly 130? I think we fly bug 130. 500 feet below path. It's catching up. There we go. So there's the path. Let's go gear down. Let's see the runway over here. Flaps 15.
Charlie Golf Tango Go Romeo, turning down.
Lost Serena traffic, land 350, land Chile 357. We're on about a 10-mile final, setting up for 30.
2500.
All right, there's glide path. It caught the glide path, so we're coming down. That's good. Let's go ahead and bug 130. And let's go ahead and start the recording. Recording is on.
Terrain.
Terrain check.
Caution. Terrain.
Terrain check.
Caution. Terrain.
I see. Yeah, I see the terrain.
Caution. Terrain. Caution.
Slow it
terrain.
down a little bit. Flaps 40. Lost Serena traffic, land Chile 357, turn to final 30. Look at that. Flaps 40 just looks.
Charlie Golf Tango Echo Romeo. We've got visual on you. We'll extend our downwind for you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we see you there on downwind, land Chile 357. All right, so there's a Cessna in the pattern. He's going to extend downwind for us. We're on final. I've had enough of this. This is too fun. Let's go auto brake 3. No guarantees. Autopilot's coming off. And what the heck? Let's do my thrust levers. And let's hand fly. Runway's in sight. We're on the path. 130 on the speed. Flaps 40. Down to land. Clear to land. And speed brake is armed. Three-degree path, pretty standard. We can roll this one out to the end as well because there's only, I think there's only one exit on this runway. It's down there on this side. Little fast, correcting. Flying so nice though. Traffic. Is it going off our right? We lost him. Oh man, look at that. Flaps 40 is so cool though. Oh, there he is. You can see him. Look at this. Oh, he just went under the wing. Watch, there's gonna be a little Cessna right here. Where'd he go? There he is. There's the Cessna, twin Cessna. That's cool. Look at that. Didn't even touch anything. We're still on path. Oscar, welcome. You tuned in just the perfect time, my friend. Perfect time. 130 on the speed. Right on path.
Western, this is Charlie Golf, Tango to Romeo, following the 73 on the final 30. Touch and go.
How you liking those throttle levers?
Stop flying it.
All right, I can see. Well, it looks like we got Pappy on the right-hand side. Should be on the left-hand side. Man, it just feels exactly like an early morning approach. The wind is, or the air is just real thick, stable, cool outside. It's only 17C. I can see the Pappy. We're one red, so we're a little bit high. I'm gonna deviate from the path here just a tad. But I also don't really trust those Pappies in this sim for some reason. Because if anything, I feel a little bit low.
Minimums.
Now it says 4 whites, but there's no way we're 4 whites right here. Check. Close.
10.
Hold the attitude. Ooh. Not the butter. Dang it. A little chunky. That's right, we gotta stop though. $70 knots. Manual brakes. Dang. Thought we had it. I didn't want to float it. Could have pitched a little bit more. That's right. I got one more attempt in Santiago. One more attempt. That's a frozen butter. I don't even know what it was, but I could tell by the screen shake it seemed a little bit more chunky. Alright, this is going to be an interesting turn here. Probably going to make that Cessna go around. Tiller this sucker over. We got a back taxi. I thought there was a taxiway at the end of the runway, so I probably should have got on the brakes harder.
Charlie Golf, Tango to Romeo, going around 30.
At least we get to see a flyby. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the ramp. He's going around. We can stop the recording. You could hear the load 15 printing out. Oh, it wasn't that hard. Wasn't that hard. To the review we shall go. But that's what Flaps 40 does anyway. I mean, it is a little bit harder to float it out. Ooh, there's that Cessna going around. Cool deal. Alright, back into here. Take it to the gate. The next flight after this, we're going to do a quick turn. We're going to watch about two or three replays, and then we're going to go down to Santiago. So, quick reset here. I'm not going to reset the flaps or anything because we want to save it for the replay mode. Looks like there's a LATAM 320 over there. Love to see that. But that was nice. I like that approach. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, now we are clearing the runway. Serena traffic. Land Chile 357, clear of 30 to the ramp. Chile. Alright, we're going to take it over here. We'll just park next to this Airbus. A beautiful 320 CEO with sharklets, it would appear. Oh yeah, what a view though. Boop. Oh, camera kept going. Alright, let's take a look at that replay. So we're going to leave the brakes off. We're going to go into replay mode. We'll disconnect from VATSIM. Not just yet. Replay. Alright, here we go. Let's take a look. See how we did. Oscar, oh yeah, the frames in the PMDG are 10 for 10, some of the best in the sim. If not the best in the sim, dude. The frames in the PMDG are absolutely awesome. There goes flaps 40. Love it. Oh, that's a neat little view right there of that little river. You don't like my English accent? Oh man, I gotta work on it. Check close, hold the attitude. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. You guys are a hard crowd today. Oscar, yeah, the PMDG is a very, very good add-on, my friend. Very, very good. If you like the 737 in this sim, I mean, just look at this. Look at the views down here. This is just incredible. I'm gonna scooch it forward just a little bit here. Right about there. Let's go ahead and resume. We'll watch one or two from the inside. Then we'll watch the touchdown. Absolutely, Matt Haynes. I am all on that Microsoft Kool-Aid right now, dude. You just don't get these views, man. You don't, like, I don't know. It's not even about the views to me so much anymore. The environment. The environment that you fly in within the sim, to me, is more realistic than any other sim out there. That brings the immersion factor home. I mean, doesn't this just look like a quiet little vacation spot, though? That's not really touristy. Like right here, are these hotels? I want to stay right here at this hotel. Is this a hotel here, or is that a pool? Is that like some, like, I don't know. That probably isn't a hotel. It's probably like a Kingpin mansion or something. But I would love to just come out here. Like, there's not a lot of people. Doesn't seem all that busy. Kind of farmish land, right on the water, on a plateau too. You see this? We're sitting on a nice little plateau right here. You think they should release the Max 8? Oh man, the more the merrier, Jeremy. Yeah, I don't see why not. There was the close. There was the hold. Oh, that didn't seem that bad. Just need the flap shake like the Zebo has, and the Phoenix. Alright, we're going to look at the outside view, just because I got to see what we did here. PMDG replay works really good with this FS recorder, too. I mean, everything works. Flight controls, flaps, slats, everything. Alright, so we're looking good. Let's see how we did here. Alright, so we were checking. I don't even know what I'm checking. We're closing. We're not really holding. Nah, we didn't really hold. We just kind of plunked it. Hold on, let me do this. Let me pause. Let me do this mode. Let me speed up the camera. Give me 1 second. I'll put it on the runway. Drone speed. And we got to detach it from the airplane here. Hold on. Let's see how we did right here. Well, I gotta say, it may not have been buttery, but it was pretty textbook. I mean, aiming markers and touchdown markers are right there, so. Alright. I'm gonna set us back for one last replay, and then
Terrain.
you guys enjoy it. I am gonna set us up for a quick turnaround. And then we'll do we're gonna continue on to Santiago. So stick around, enjoy this replay. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. All right, we are back. No, we're not. Now we are. All right. We are... Yes, we are. We're good. We got land Chile here. We're back on the ground. We got a lav service going on. We got the airplane sitting on GPU essentially here. We can go ahead and clear that caution out. Let me come over here and set up the passengers. What is full on this? I've hit 160. What's max? 148, 148. We're already at capacity. That's fine. We have them on board. That's fine. We won't wait for that. What we'll do is... we need to get the... we have extra cargo though, so we filled up the passengers. We need to get the loaders and the carts here so we can do our cargo loading. Our fuel is already done at 12.0, so that is good. Let's go ahead and start plugging away at the box here. Been watching too many period dramas on TV. Oh man. All right, let me go ahead and fetch from the server here. So our new flight plan, SCSE to SCEL, which is the official airport identifier, SCEL. That is set. SCEL, right? Yes, correct. Next page, let's do departure, arrival. So we're going to depart 30 on the ERD-ON 4. Execute that, activate, execute. From there, it's Upper Lima 302. All the way out to Simok, S-I-M-O-K, put it there, and then the Simok 5D, execute. I have no idea what runway we should land on here in Lima, but I'm going to just go ahead and set, oh, you know what, I want to land on the left side though, because the right side, I think there's a bug. I have the Latin VFR, Santiago, but let's set up for the ILS 17 left, on the Simo. It said 5D, but we'll do 6 Bravo. Execute. Now let's take a look at this in plan mode. Let's make sure it makes sense here. Let's go ahead and step through this. Boom, 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 boom. 3-5 left is the active. Oh, really? Any chance you think we land on 3-5 right? Let's do that. I'm gonna set up 3-5 right because I remember landing on 3-5 left in a test, and there's like an imaginary bump. Well, they only have RNAVs to the 3-5s? Alright, well, we're getting a full dose of RNAVs today. That's fine. RNAV, 3-5 right on the Simo 5D via... that's fine. We'll just do that. Arrival not available for runway. Well, that's not good. Maybe we'll have to sidestep. It looks like it's fine. It looks like that. We'll take it out to Anks. And then we'll sidestep. So, bottom of the flight plan is Anks at 6,000. We'll leave the disco. We have got the 3-5 left RNAV in there. I'm sorry, 3-5 right RNAV in there. That is good. We'll go to the init page. We'll keep that up like that. Let's clear that out. Our fuel is on board, so let's get our pumps on, and we'll start the APU. Yaw damper can come on. Hydraulics are off for right now. Get the seat belts back on. Chime is on. Start the APU. LAN is pushing back. Oh, we also need to start the boarding, or start the loading. We need 40.667 and 40.38. So everybody... oh, reduce the capacity. Interesting. Start. Picked up some people on vacation. $180 at 10? Oh, well then we'll land at 17. Yeah, I figured why would we land... I didn't think it would be that much different from here. I think the winds here were 200. So, can't imagine it'd be a 180-degree shift and not very far. Alright, we'll return that. We'll go back. Let's go ahead and get rid of the lav. That is all active. That's good. We can release the lavatory. We have our fuel on board, so we're done with that. We've already got our passengers on board. That's good. Everything is done. So we can release, 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 release. We'll remove the chocks. Oh, that's not good. Brakes are set. Dropped out of bus. Never done that before. Never done that before. It's okay. We got it. Drop the power out. Cool. We're still looking good. Now we can do this here. We'll do cost index of 88. Reserves of 3,000 pounds. Zero fuel weight is 121.7. We're going up to 310 is our final cruise altitude. Execute that. N1 limit. We're not derating. Takeoff speeds. We'll do a flaps 5. Trim is 6.7 units. Ooh, a little bit heavier on the speeds today. 25, 28, 36. 6.7 on the trim wheel. Yeah, Heinz, it just always make sure you're on power before you disconnect, right? Takes a while to spin that back. 6.7, that looks good there. We also need to change our radios back to 22.8 so we can listen to everybody else. 22.8 is set. And TCAS is going to be 2,000. 2,000 is set. 1, 2, 3 zeros. We'll go TARA because we're here. No ATC is on. That is good. The bleed APU is up. Let's go APU bleed on. Packs on to cool the cabin off momentarily. We get the anti-collision light on. Window heats are coming on. Yaw dampers on. Hydraulics on. Are they supposed to be lit up? Hopefully not. Doors are closed. Cruise altitude 310. 310 is set. Map. Terrain. Zoom it down. We're departing. Yes, 30. Cool. 30 is set. We're going to do a straight back pushback. We're to land. He's back taxiing. So let's go beacon light on. It is correct. And brakes release. Let's do a shift P. And then we'll start turning engines here momentarily. Let's go ahead and turn the packs off. Reset the bleed. We'll do a straight back push till we're on the black, and then we'll turn out of here. That's far enough. Brakes are set. Bleed on. Waiting for pressure. There it is. Turning 2. We'll swap the runway around to 17 here as soon as we push back 2 and get everything started up. God, that sounds so good. There it is. Let's go ahead and ground 2. Oh, I'm sorry, 1. Look at that little Cessna. Wait. It's awesome. E-Boss, what's going on, man? Welcome. 20%. Hit it.
Serena, traffic approach to 32512.
1 flight director, 2 flight directors, 310 in the altitude window. Overhead is set. What's our V2? 136. 136. LNAV, VNAV, brakes released, taxi light on. Left Florida traffic, land Chile 357, taxi on 30. We're gonna have to back taxi. La Serena. Oh, flaps 5. RTO. Got that nose wheel all the way over. Don't want to blast this guy with any prop wash. Let's hold here, take a look. Clear left. Clear right. Last round traffic land, Chile 357, back taxi and 30. Alright, so we're going to back taxi 30. Let's go lights on, since we're going to be taking off 30 anyway. We'll light it up here. Lights can come on over here. Wing light on. Strobe and nav light is on. Do a takeoff config check. That is good. Auto throttle is armed. Flight directors are on. LNAV, VNAV. Terrain mode is on. We are flaps not quite 5, so we need to go one more. There we go. There's flaps 5. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here, man. No winds, no clouds, cav oak conditions. There we go. Flaps 5, green light and indicating RTO is set. Ant Gibb, what's up, man? Welcome. Back taxi to 30, short flight, 40 minutes, down to Santiago. God, they love these wing textures, though. I feel like they've really... I don't know if they either updated them or when they just changed the windows. Looks awesome. How many hours do I have on Microsoft Flight Sim? Man, I don't even know. Don't even know how to check it. Start the ET, the elapsed timer. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys love the ET. Where? It's one over here, right? Boom. That's how y'all... I guess all y'all Boeing guys keep track of your flight hours. Need to have a script for Microsoft, Romulus. I'm on 3-week holiday. Been simming more in the last 24 hours. I have in 2 months. Awesome, dude. Awesome. This flight is headed to Santiago, Chile, man. This is leg 2. We just we did a short stop here, quick turn in La Florida, and we picked up a few people, so we are completely full of people and bags now, and we're headed down to Santiago, Chile for the final stop. It's a quick flight. It's only about 40 miles or so. Let me do... we did need to change the box, didn't we? We'll change it after takeoff. We'll set up the proper run. We'll set up 17 left. There's a lane... oh, I didn't know there was a logbook in the main menu. I'll have to check that out. I'll check out that logbook here in a little bit, man. After this flight, I will. Because I'd be curious myself. This livery doesn't look all that bad on the 700 either. The more I look at it. Oh, it's in the same as Content Manager? Alright, I'll check it out, man. Thanks for letting me know. Had no idea that it was there. Mr. Herpes, you are in time for takeoff, man. We are just getting ready to do a 180 here on the runway, and we're going to blast out of here. Alright, so these lights really wouldn't be here in real life, obviously, but swing a little bit wider than I did last time. Lock that nose over. A little differential braking. And a little bit of an overshoot. Alright, the yoke cam is on. Let's go ahead and do this, shall we? We're going to spool them up. Actually, let me just double check. We are ARM, LNAV, VNAV, everything is good, 136, cool. Enjoy the takeoff. Here we go. Love it. N1 Toga. A little forward pressure on the stick, or on the column. Throttle hold.
V1, rotate.
Positive rate. Gear up. Fly with. Oh, that's awesome. There's a little grass strip south of the runway? Nice, dude. I have to see if I can find it on the departure. 20 degrees max, even at the flight director's command more. Man, look at that climb out angle. Goodness. There's acceleration. We'll lower the nose a little bit. Now we got a bank angle check to the left. Oh, look at that. Does that not look like a beautiful town to hang out at? That is beautiful down there. Absolutely beautiful. Flaps up as we accelerate. Yes, this is a 737-700 Rami. Looks like there's a 230 knot restriction or so. We'll go off on that, down on the gear lever. We have a restriction at or above 7,500 feet there, which we should be okay.
Traffic, Rocket Mars, 515, taxi to runway 30.
So he's taxiing to 30. We're already clear. Serena traffic, land Chile 357, departing the rear to the south. Last call at a 4.5. Land Chile 357. Alright, 250 on the speed. Give a little bit of trim there. I like using the wheel, even though you wouldn't use a wheel in the real airplane. Man, it does hand fly nice, though. Man, if you have the 7.3 from PMDG, you gotta do some hand flying. Don't just turn that autopilot on. Because this thing, they really have done a wonderful job at capturing this hand flying feel, at least in my opinion. Just feels so good. It's so smooth. It doesn't feel twitchy. It doesn't feel raily, at least in my opinion. I don't think it feels like it flies on rails. I think it's absolutely wonderful hand-flying aircraft. Exactly, Fubar. Fubar always coming in with the Kool-Aid emojis. All right, I heard the thrust coming back a little bit. We're supposed to be below 9,000. Is that like that's altitude constraint?
Left traffic, Rocket Mars 515, backtracking runway 30, left traffic.
Intermediate level off here at 9,000 feet. Trim it out. You are a real pilot flying the 320? That is correct, Retro. That is absolutely correct, my friend. Welcome to the stream.
Hello, Serena, Cessna, Charlie, Golf Tango to Romeo. We're VFR over the bay, about 1500. We'll be fairly,
Someone out. Cessna's out over the bay. Oh, yeah, look at that shot. That looks like Turtle Bay in Hawaii. Looks very similar to Turtle Bay. Screenshot. End stream. Nice little stopover. Looks like we passed our altitude constraint, so we'll go ahead and continue climbing up. What do we got? At or above 12,000 feet. So up we go. I'm going to reconfigure the lights here. Off, off, and wing light off, and logo off. Alright, well that was aggressive climb out, right? Didn't need quite 20 degrees. .146 and 7.3 are great for that. I love doing pattern work in them. Oh yeah, 146 is another one that's absolutely a joy to hand fly. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I almost flew the 146 on this stream. Maybe on the next one. Maybe we'll do a quick hop in from Santiago on the next stream. Maybe we'll double up. Maybe we'll do a Phoenix flight. Man, I can't really double up Airbus and 146 because I got to reconfigure all my equipment. But I was going to fly the Neo on today's flight, but I'm getting I might have to either update or see if there's an update or maybe switch to like a stable version. I'm getting a stutter in the fly-by-wire that I was testing because I was going to fly the Neo on this stream originally, but about every couple of minutes I get it's a quick one, but it's like a very noticeable pause for about a half second. Jeremy, we got the Leonardo, but I mean, I don't know. It could be better, I think. I don't know. I just haven't flown the Leonardo since it basically released. I think it needs some work to bring it to the next generation's platform. All the systems are there, no doubt, but it definitely needs a little bit more work, in my opinion. Yeah, a nice MD-80. What I really would like, though, is we need some retro. We either need a classic 7.3 or we need the Milviz. I'm going to go auto command A here real quick. That Milviz, they announced that they're working on the 737-200, which is awesome. I really like that. But yeah, we need something a little bit older. We got the Airbuses covered, we got the Boeing covered. We need some older airplane. That's why you emphasize good. I got you. You don't have to turn off all the landing lights one by one. If you hover or cursor over that bar, it'll be a different hand that turns them all off at once. Really? Interesting. I'll mess with that on the next time, man. Alright, we did say we wanted to switch the runway real quick, so let's switch the runway to 17 before we get too far. So we're going to go departure, arrival, ILS 17, Zulu ILS 17 right on the, let's change that to, we were on the Simoc, but that's, I think, a different direction. Simoc 6B, execute that. So we'll go into plan mode here. Let's clean up what we're doing. We're passing 17.8. We'll go ahead and hit standard. Let's go legs and step through. We got is that a disco? Temis and then Sedpa. We'll just join them up. Execute. Probably wouldn't do that in real life because you have certain restrictions you want to meet, but we're going to join them up. No ETC on anyway, so we're looking good there. We'll go map mode here. Terrain mode can stay. Oh, we can turn terrain off at this point. 19.6 climb. Everything is good. We are pressurizing. We are pressurizing. Beautiful. Here we go. If they make a 707, you'll never see me again. Ooh, or the L1011. I agree. Both of those airplanes, man. Both those airplanes are very well. That would be awesome. An L10, oh man. An L1011 would really be incredible. What would you say to the 707 Classic? Oh, I would love to see that, E-Boss. I flew that. What was it? I think there was a. Who made the 707 in FSX? Captain Sim? I think it was Captain Sim in FSX. Yeah, a good 707 would be cool too. Any retro, you know, any older airplane, I think would be really welcome to Microsoft just because we have so much of the new stuff already there, and there's a lot of new stuff being worked on. And that's one thing X-Plane 11 really had a lot of was it has some really good retro airplanes. You've got the FlyJ Sim series. You've got a lot of good turboprops as well. You know, we don't really have any high quality, high fidelity turboprops or retro jets in Microsoft yet. Flicks, yes, I did see the DC-10. The, what is it, Aerodynamics? I believe that's who's doing it. I'm tracking that progress for sure. I think it's going to be quite some time before we ever see it, but I do think it is. It looks really good. It would be incredible to have that nice DC-10. Was ever on an L1011? Yeah, Jeremy, I was on a. Oh, who was it? ATA L1011. Flew that to Hawaii. I actually got a picture in the cockpit wearing the captain's hat. I believe it was ATA L1011. Yeah. Had like the blue and I can't remember what the design was supposed to be of, but it's got a pretty. Let me Google that real quick. I think it's ATA. ATA L1011. Yep, that's what it was. ATA L1011 to Hawaii. Exactly. Like that livery too. If we had that, could you imagine an ATA livery L1011 in Microsoft? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that would be a lot of fun. Very true, Ashley L. FSX was very well established. Oh yeah, I know very well that, you know, Microsoft is still very young. It's what, been a year or 2 years, and the sim is aging well. I do have some concerns about. There's two things that really kind of make me, I don't want to say nervous, but they're kind of like red flags for Microsoft. The fact that every update has to cater to the Xbox platforms as well. I don't know if down the line, I just feel like that's going to cause issues. I would love to see, I know it's a pipe dream and it will never happen because you just follow the money in life, but if there was an update that like separated Microsoft Flight Simulator PC and Microsoft Flight Simulator Xbox, I think that would be huge in the growth of the sim, as far as you could really then go to town on the PC stuff. But I mean, that'll never happen. And maybe I'm wrong about it being a detriment long term. I hope it's not a detriment. It's just kind of a red flag that I have nagging. And then the other thing that slightly worries me is we have been getting, and I wish this didn't happen, but we have been getting some very poor, sometimes unflyable add-ons that just drop in the marketplace for sale. Like you can buy some airplanes that barely even fly for $5, or they're just hodgepodge together. I was really hoping there would be some sort of like vetting system for payware products in the sim, you know, because I think that can get out of hand, and then you get a lot of junk planes in the marketplace, and it just, I don't know, it opens the doors for, I think, problems down the line. You know, P3D, that was one thing with P3D, was the user base was very well, how do I say that? The P3D user base was very hard to please, right? So every developer that came out with an airplane in P3D, they really had to be on their A game. You could not put out a crappy product and expect to sell it in P3D. It just wouldn't, you wouldn't exist. But for some reason, that seems to be There seems to be developers like that existing in the marketplace already for Microsoft, which even scenery too. There are even, I've noticed a couple times, I've bought a couple sceneries just willy-nilly because we're on like the, we in Microsoft we can fly anywhere in the world, and I have you already have ortho, so I'm like, I'm just gonna pick up this airport. Is there a payware? Yeah, pick it up, buy it. And then I get in there and I realize this is not a payware quality airport. So I've noticed it with sceneries as well. Now, I've kind of, I'm aware of that now. So any of the big names, I think you're good. Like Latin VFR, Flightbeam. I'm drawing a blank on Vertical Sim. I really want to try some of his stuff. He's got some airports here in Microsoft as well. Vertical Sim is really good. So Flight Tampa is obviously a very high standard as well. So if you see a scenery that's a random name, I think you really need to use caution. Oops, let's see these windows here. Yeah, look at that, man. That is incredible. Going over some of the Andes Mountains here. It is wintertime. Look at that. I guess that's the snow line. Or the freezing line. Asobo's complete disregard for prioritizing bug fixes is the biggest red flag for me. Jeff, I agree and I disagree at the same time, because with the sim being so young still, it's kind of, you see this in other things as well, like especially other games that may be, early access. The developers are focused on getting the content in the sim first, right? Continuing to update, get the content and new stuff. And then once you're at a certain point, you can really focus on bug fixing. Now, obviously, I do agree in the fact that I wish there would be more bug fixing prioritized, but I think they're just kind of going along that standard route of, okay, let's keep adding content, and then eventually we will do bug fixes. But wow, that is a hell of a view right there. My goodness me. Hardcore skiing indeed, man. Hardcore skiing indeed. Man, we got just a few minutes here in cruise to enjoy this view. Let's enjoy that view right there. Pixelcraft, what's up, man? This is where the rugby players crashed? Wow. Ashley says, coming from FSprojects, try to keep with well-known names to avoid or do some research so I can see what it... Yeah, exactly, Ashley. I think that's the best way to go about it, indeed. How do you get the Phoenix 320 for free? You don't. You spend $50 and it'll be the best $50 you ever spent in your life, man. V1, do you use a control drone camera, a keyboard, or any sort of controller? So I do have a controller, but I don't really use it anymore. I just use the keyboard binds. The drone cam is just the most over-engineered, awful system in the sim. X-Plane camera system is the best thing since sliced bread. And then when you look at what Microsoft came out with, it's like, what? Why would you over-engineer the crap out of this? It works much better with a controller. I don't use one. I used to use one. But what I noticed is if you use the drone cam, depending on the airplane, and the Phoenix specifically, if you get too far from the airplane, it will actually drop out. So, or like your sim or the airplane thinks you're not there anymore. I don't know. It gets all bugged out. So I have stopped using a controller. I got 16 set for our top of descent as well, because we're approaching top of descent very soon. We'll get terrain on. Pretty much after the song, we've got to focus on getting the airplane down. But I just use the regular keyboard controls. What about a 757 of Microsoft? It's coming, Jeremy. It's in the pipeline. The 757, I don't think we've ever had a PMDG quality 7.5 on any sim platform. So I have a hard time getting excited about a 7.5, because until I see one that is legit, I'm just going to kind of be like, let's just another 7.5. Because how many bad 7.5s have there been released? I've seen quite a few. And maybe not bad, but when you fly a Boeing and it's a PMDG Boeing, any other developer on Boeing, it has a hard sell to make you enjoy the airplane as much. So like I've flown all of PMDG's airplanes. I've flown their 7.5, I've flown the 7.4, I've flown the 777. I actually flew the MD-11 when they had that in FSX. Flew their Jetstream J41. So the Boeing that I'm used to in PMDG, I just haven't seen replicated anywhere else. You know, even the Flight Factor 7.5 was met. It was great for X-Plane 10, but that was it. But Jeremy, and I love the 7.5 in real life. I'm with you there. Like, this is no shade to the 757. I absolutely love the 7.5. That would be one airplane that I would really enjoy getting a type on, you know, before they all went away. But, or having a chance to fly it. I don't know if it's in the cards for me, but, you know, as far as the sim is concerned, that's, unless PMDG makes one, I'm going to just see what everybody else says when all the 7.5s drop, and then I'll pick up the best one. But Flight Factor had okay Boeings. I mean, they were great for X-Plane 10, but I mean, I just felt like they were. It's kind of how Leonardo dropped in the 80 in Microsoft. It just they didn't take full advantage of the next gen platform and the sim itself. You know, Phoenix, I think, is probably one of the best in. They took full advantage of the platform with the EFB, with the intuitiveness of everything, with the PBR, with the texturing and the modeling. Just Flight, same thing. You know, PMDG, yes, they did a lot. Obviously, they didn't do the iPad yet, the EFB, which, you know, some people really dock them for. I could, you know, I don't get too upset that they don't have an EFB. I would like one, yes, and I know it's coming, so. But that's how I felt in comparison when, you know, the Flight Factor stuff in X-Plane 11, the 7.5 in particular, was just kind of like, really? It's basically an X-Plane 10 airplane with some mediocre sounds. I do like private jets, I do. Aviator Trivia, it does have good systems, though. That is true. Oh, the Level D. I remember flying the Level D 767. I remember flying the Level D 767. I flew that airplane a ton. That's a blast from the past, Renestor. I totally forgot all about the Level D 767. That's funny. All right, we are starting down already into Santiago. Hopefully I don't have to do this again. Let's just look at the approach chart for 1-7 left. ILS Yankee? We're in the Yankee or Zulu. Whoa. What is going on here? Oh my goodness. Q8 pilot. Holy Batman. Exactly, Steven. Holy generous Batman. Q8 pilot. Dropping 20 gifted subs. I totally forgot all about that. Wow. Guys, if you haven't already, huge shout out. Q8 pilot. You now have new emojis. You're now a new member at the channel. So get those emojis going. Positive rates for Mr. Q8 pilot. Guys, that's an incredibly generous donation for Mr. Q8 Pilot. Thank you so much for your 20 gifted subs to everybody. Exclamation point welcome for your new perks on the channel. You've got your new emojis. You could spam the positive rates for Mr. Q8. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by and being extremely kind with a 20 gifted sub. Absolutely love it, Q8. Q8, I enjoyed watching your 146 flight the other day. Absolutely in love with that BAE 146, man. It's such a good airplane, isn't it? But thanks again for stopping by and being extremely generous, Q8. That's incredible, man. Thank you. Well-deserved captain of the V1 Sim community. Awesome, Q8. Thank you, sir. All right, how we doing? We are below the path. We're descending to 16,000 for the ILS 17. Let's come back down here and finish this. We'll do flaps 30, 134. Flaps 30, 134, 111.10, and 176. So let's set 111.10. 111.10 here. 111.10 here. Set both sides. 176 final approach course. Let's dial that in. Quick question on the 320 before TOD. I lower my altitude select, but the plane doesn't start. Is it normal? No. Or yes, it is normal. It's not like the Boeing though. You have to push it. You have to push the altitude knob in to start the descent. Typically, we do about 5 miles prior to TOD. On your perf page, it'll show you your top of descent. It'll show it coming up here, how far you are from top of descent. About 5 miles, push the button in, the altitude button in, and it will start down and capture the VNAV profile. So you have to manually start the descent in the Airbus. So it is properly simulated. That you're not doing anything wrong per se, but yeah, you just want to initiate that descent. Guys, if you did pick up I'm gonna have to. We got all the Neos, everyone becoming members. I guess I'll have to adjust that next time. But what are gifted subs? Jeremy Harvey, basically what Q8 Pilot has done, he has gifted 20 subscribers, 20 viewers. You click on I believe you click up top when there's a gifted sub if you accept memberships. And they are now members of the channel for a month. So they get access to all the members-only content and everything. And if you're unfamiliar, guys, make sure you check the community tab for the V1 After Dark podcast series in the playlist. That's where I put all my member stuff in there. But absolutely awesome, Q8. Thank you, sir. Let's see, what I can do is I can actually pause the alert box for a little bit here so we don't have to keep listening to that. But if you guys did pick up a membership from Q8, make sure you say thank you in chat. Absolutely astonishing human here of the sim community. All right, we're going to continue descent down to 12,000. 12,000 is set. After the song, we're going to wrap it up. Train mode is on, right? It is on. It is pretty bumpy too. Let's get the seatbelt sign on. Beautiful. Music is done. Sim volume is back up. We are ready. We are starting descent. What is field elevation? I know it's not 0. It's actually 1555. So we'll set 1600, or let's see how close we can get. This might mess up our landing. This might mess up our pressurization. 1550. We'll set 1550. Current altimeter is 3013. That is set twice, and it's set there. Our baro mins for this is 1750 or 200 on the DH. So let's just go ahead and set a radio minimum of 200. Just because I don't want to sit there and dial in 1,000. You would definitely use baro mins on this approach. But there we go. We're coming down. Airplane is set up. Oh, wow. Screenshot that right there. Screenshot. Yeah, look at that view. Look at, oh my, look at, and we're getting turbulence too coming in over the mountains. When you're hand flying on final with auto thrust on in the 7.3, what should you be doing with the throttle and prep for landing? David Schultz, you don't want to be a throttle jockey, but you want to set your approach thrust. So it depends on your load and the conditions, but right around that, I think that last approach we were sitting about 53%. That's a good starting point. And you want to have your power set on speed on a nice descent, about 3 degrees down to the runway. If you're moving the throttle too much, that's now you're becoming we call a throttle jockey, and you're out of sync with the airplane, and it's uncomfortable for the passengers. It's loud, so try not to jockey the throttle too much. We can actually keep coming all the way down, can't we? Let's come all the way down. What's the final approach fix? Is 3,000. Let's set 3,000 in the window here. At or above 10, we're looking good. 250 on the speed, just coming back. Hearing a lot of static though. That's probably because he's already inside the mountain range up there, which is cool. Oh, I can't get enough of these views. Let me get flight recorder ready because this is going to be awesome. Flight recorder is on. If it's windy, I like to control the throttle and approach in the 7.3. If I'm also hand flying, the thrust pitch couple is nuts in this thing. Oh yeah, and that's actually a recommendation in the Airbus as well. So when I believe it's worded, when thrust changes become excessive, disconnect the auto thrust and hand fly with the thrust levers. Throttle jockey sounds like an amusement park ride. That would be a good name for it. Wow, look at these look at this is just incredible terrain. We got a little bit of a crosswind crab going on too. Wow. Alright, we're at 12. Well, I don't know why we're in altitude hole. We should be going down to 8, so why are we in VNAV out? Why are we getting high? We're going to manually take over this here. Let's go speed intervention. I want 280 knots. I want 180 knots. And I want to set 5,000 in a level change. Retard LNAV. Here we go. We're coming down. Let's get the speed brakes out a little bit. Let's go flaps 5. In FSX, you need all sorts of add-ons to make the ground look that good. Yep, now it's default. Exactly, Ashley. Same with X-Plane. You know, that is a huge part for me in this sim. It's like, this is default. You know, I don't have to install any sceneries. I don't have to do anything else. It's all there. But we're also going to be very high if we don't get down. Let's go ahead and set, there's 8,000 there. Set 3,000. We're in level change, 180, speed intervention. We're coming down as fast as we can. We're flaps 5. Are we catching it? We are catching it. SEPA is at 5,000 or above, so I think we're going to be just fine. Yeah, we're at 2,000 feet. We're catching it. We're catching up to it now. God, that looks window. That looks window. Looks real. We'll build up starting. There's 10,000 feet. We can go ahead and get our lights on. We'll go do cont, on. And let's make a radio call here. We are about 20 miles out. Santiago traffic, land Chile 357. We're about 20 miles out, setting up for ILS 17 left. Correction, 17 right, Santiago. Actually, are we landing I want to land 17 left, but 17 right's in the box, so I guess we're landing 17 right. That'll really mess up the box. I want to land 17 left, though. Let's do that. Let's do this real quick. This might mess everything up. Let's go here. I want to land ILS 17 left. Execute. And let's just go direct to TGIB. Let's do it right now. TGIB, boom, execute. TGIB is at or above 5,000. We're really not going to catch up to it. Let's see if we can go flaps 10, if that'll help us get down a little bit more. That's going to change our init ref as well. Init is now going to be 110.3 with 176. So 110.3 is active both sides. Course is 176. We are coming down as fast as we can. We'll go, we'll just do manual brakes. I think we're going to be fine. We are 5 miles to 246. Yeah, we're catching up to it. We're catching up. Is there a rainstorm over the runway? Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and store the speed brake. I think we're good now. There's like a rain shaft happening on the field right now. Oh my word. Windows print screen. I'm going to start recording now because this is just one of the most beautiful approaches already. We'll wait till we get a little closer. That would be a long replay. This is, okay, so I've said this before, but the environment that you fly in is so dynamic in Microsoft. To me, it has risen to the top as something that makes a sim more immersive. Like when you have an environment this good, an atmosphere this good, like I know there's precipitation coming out of these clouds here because you see the light refracting, that's what you get a rainbow for. When your environment is this good and this dynamic, this is right up there with having a good flight dynamic on an airplane. So we have great flight dynamics with the PMDG. We have the best environmental system I've ever seen on a sim. Combine those two, it doesn't get any better than this right here. This is as real as it gets right here, right now. I'm glad y'all are here to enjoy it with me. I've been flying around at the south end of Santiago for the past couple of weeks, and the weather has been awful in the area. Oh, man. Awful, but good for us, right? All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to start the recording at TGIB. We're looking good. We're 180. We're flaps 10. Manual brakes, full reverse. Courses are set. Everything is good. Everything is good.
2,500.
I mean, look at that little lake right there. I want to go visit that lake, whatever that is. Why manual brakes? Just because I want to use reverse longer. More cinematic. All right, here we go. Now we're going to start flying into a rainstorm. I'm going to start the recording now. Recording is on. A rainstorm, but just rain droplets. We're leveling 3,000. Leveling 3, let's go ahead and arm the approach. So we have LOT capture, altitude hold, single channel. We haven't identified the ILS yet, but how are we in LOT hold then? 176, IUEL. Oh yeah, we have. We just don't have any DME. IUEL is correct. Puts us on about, let's see, what is that, about 10 mile? Yep. Santiago traffic, land Chile 357. We're on a 10-mile final for a 1-7 left. Santiago, Chile. I saw a video the other day planning with no auto brakes. Any reason for that? Probably because it doesn't want to. I rarely land with auto brakes in real life. I rarely use them. The only time I really use auto brakes like consistently is if there are strong crosswinds. And that's solely because I don't want to unevenly heat the brakes up when I'm rolling out. So, other than that, I use manual brakes probably 95% of the time. All right, waiting for that glide slope. We're 180. We're flaps 10. We'll go gear down, flaps 15, and then flaps 30. Here comes our, looks like our vertical path. We're catching up to it. Our lights are on, correct? Yes, the lights are on, ignition's on. Too warm for any icing conditions, so we're looking good there. Well, it's plus 11. It's close, but we're good. Here comes the glide slope. I'm actually glad we're on the ILS. Glide slope captured, going out to 3,000 is set. I believe it's actually 5. Let's set 5. 5,000 is set. There's the outer marker. All right, let's go ahead and dial it back. Go gear down. We are bugging 139. 1,000 feet stable, clear to land. I see the runway. There's the rain. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna hand fly it. Auto thrust is off, or auto throttle's off. Auto throttle. Autopilot's off. Flaps 30, green light, manual brakes, runway's in sight. Stable, clear to land. Oh,
300.
there you go.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Oh, I ballooned it a tad. I ballooned it a tad. A little bit of Airbus flare got me. Look at the rain on the windshield, though. And we can see the clouds out here. Oh my god, I need to pay attention to the center line. I'm too impressed with looking at the weather. Look at that, it's sunny on that side of the runway. I just can't. I can't with this sim. I just can't. A little bit of Airbus flare got me. No idea what the landing rate was. Seemed about the same as the other one. Seemed about the same as the other one. Let's go ahead and clear here. We'll leave the lights on. We'll leave the flaps down for replay. Let's close the spoilers, though.
Santiago traffic, rock smart, 515 on 10 miles of final for runway 17 left.
Santiago traffic, land Chile 357, clear of 17 left, taxi to the gate, Santiago. Landing rate was 163. Ooh, thank you. I floated because I didn't say check close. Oh, I totally spaced. I was so focused on looking at the clouds and the rain. Look, and the rain is just like slow on the windshield right now because we're just taxiing. I don't think it's modeled. Does that wiper do anything? Nah, wiper doesn't do anything. They don't do anything in real life anyway. Honestly. All right, we're leaving the flaps down, the lights on for a replay. But that was beautiful. This is what I'm talking about, the environment though. Like we're complete overcast and rain now. Halfway down that approach, it was sunny and beautiful. Fubar, take it easy, man. Gotta run to a work meeting. Thanks for the stream. I'll see ya. Take it easy, Fubar. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. NTSB concluded the crash was caused by the pilot being distracted by how freaking pretty this is. Yep, I'm right there with you, man. Alright, we're gonna come in here. We'll take this gate over here. Got a 7-4 over there. Tiller it over. Oh yeah, that's professional right there. Yeah, there is a Sia emoji.
Rock smart, 515, landing runway 17 left.
I'm not sure what line we need to be on. That's a 7-3. Oh, we passed the 737 line. We erped it early. Brakes are set. Real quick, thought somebody said they were landing 17 left. Oh, there's actually people in the terminal here. This is the Latin VFR scenery. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Let's see if I can... Wasn't sure if anybody was on short final or not. Can't really see them. I mean, look at that. Look at how the weather's changing, though. See, it's rainy out there. I don't see anybody. Haven't seen anybody on final. Anthony, absolutely, man. Take it easy. Look at this airport, though. Beautiful, beautiful job. Our Latin VFR guys. Beautiful. Let's see if we can look at our airplane from the terminal. We can. Look at that. There's our 7.3. That is too cool. All right, let's go ahead and disconnect. Let's go right into replay mode. Let's go replay mode here. I want to see that for sure. Disconnect from VATSIM. Replay start. Meow. Let's pause it for a second. Let's bring it forward. Out here, resume. Let's enjoy this. And then we're going to get out of here. Exactly, Juicy Steven, exactly. And that is exactly why the weather is at this moment here in the area. Amazing simulation. Is that default sim weather? Xrotics, it is in fact, it is default sim weather indeed. I'm running real world weather, but I have no add-ons or anything like that. So it's all real world. And I mean, that's just mind-blowing right there. What replay mod or tool do I use? I use Flight Recorder. I believe it's on the Flight Sim TO. I gotta get a link to it. I'll put it in the chat next time. But it is just called Flight Recorder. I believe it's on the Flight Sim TO. Great little plugin, very easy to use. You could save your replays if you want them. I think it works the best with all the airlines that we have. You can, especially with the 737, it works almost flawlessly with this. I mean, you can watch flap animations, spoiler animations, everything like that. So, works really good. All right, let's take a look at this one here. We'll watch one here, and we'll watch a touchdown video. Then I'll back it up, give you guys some cinematic views, and we are done for the day. 2 o'clock, beautiful. We started at 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 hours. Let's see, the terminal's on this side, so we want to see this view. Would you recommend agency for beginners? I would recommend VATSIM probably. That's a tough one. VATSIM probably for beginners, a little bit more forgiving, and it's free. Oh, almost had it. A little bit of a float. And then we set her down. Oh yeah, that looked good. That looked good from inside. I forgot I was using flaps 30, so it can float. Let's see how the touchdown looked from the outside. How did we do on the touchdown? Oh, yep, there's the Airbus flare. Ooh, that was nice. Nice 10 for 10 on the center line. I will take that. I said it was like a 160 something. Heck yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was a float deck to sim, exactly. Guys, I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed some Boeing action here on the channel. Get to mix it up every now and then. A little 737 stuff. Can't just fly Airbus all the time, every time, although I think we'll be in the Airbus next stream because I just love the Airbus. But it's always fun to get back in the PMDG. This is a great add-on. I think they did a great job. This last update they did, I think, really sharpened it up. I don't know what exactly they did, but it just feels good. The windows look good. So smooth. Beautiful. Beautiful terrain, beautiful weather. Interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with me today. Mr. Q8 Pilot, thank you for the massive gifted subs for everybody. Everyone that got a gifted membership from Q8 Pilot, you owe him a thank you. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. He's awesome. He does streams, videos, reviews, all that good stuff. Everyone else hanging out with me in chat, I hope you guys enjoy the content. Hit the like button for me on the way out. I'm going to leave you guys with a few more replay shots here. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. See ya!